Tory government, they've given the Tory government an excuse for the police and crime bill, which is going to significantly reduce all of our abilities to protest. I believe the ability to protest is pretty important, yet these Extinction Rebellion idiots, no, I don't know why I keep pointing there, they marched off an hour ago. They are absolute numpties. They sit in the road day after day after day. They stop commuters getting to work, kids getting to school, people getting to hospital appointments, ambulances getting through, and the police do nothing, which shows the Metropolitan Police Force are completely politicised. They choose what protests they police and allow to happen and which ones they don't. If that was a freedom march, or an anti-lockdown march, or frankly any other subject of a march, the TSG would have been in there yesterday with batons, dogs and horses. Yet because it's Extinction Rebellion, they let the idiots sit in the road and they do nothing to them. It's an absolute disgrace. So why is this? Is it because the senior officers in the Metropolitan Police Force agree with the sentiment? If that's the case, that's a bloody outrage. So they decide how they police events depending on whether they agree with them. Or is it because Extinction Rebellion are lawyered up to the eyeballs and the senior police officers are scared of them? I suspect it's both of those, frankly. But either is disgusting, because the inconsistent policing, quite frankly, I think it's a slippery slope to tyranny. If you do not apply the law consistently, what hope of a stable society do we have? So the senior police officers and the Met seriously need to consider what they're doing and how they're policing Extinction Rebellion. Are you now ready?
I'm live streaming.
Oh, you are live streaming already? Right, so let's talk about this subject. I am fed up to the back teeth with people swallowing Putin's propaganda, swallowing the lies that Putin keeps pushing out. And I'm afraid I know so many British people that all they do is repeat the nonsense from Putin, but then they keep caveating it with, oh, but I don't support Russia, I don't support Putin, yet all they do is repeat his lies. The Russian forces are raping, murdering people for being nothing other than Ukrainian. Yes, there is. There is. When they left Bucha, the Russian forces, they are so fucking up this war. They are now fleeing Kiev, and as they flee Kiev, we are seeing what they're leaving behind them. Dead bodies in the streets, with hands tied behind their backs, with bullets in the back of their heads, and then even Russia has sold a lie about that, saying that, oh, it's the Ukrainians that did it after we left. There is satellite imagery of these dead bodies in the streets of Bucha.
How do you know it is Ukraine?
Oh, who else is it? Who else is it, for goodness sake? Russia is doing exactly what they did in Syria. They are barbarians. And it's not just Putin, it's the Russian army that are doing it. There are cases of children being raped in front of their parents by the Russian forces. They are barbaric. And, I do give credit for Boris going to Kiev yesterday and meeting Zelensky. Zelensky is an absolute hero. Again, Putin keeps selling this lie that he's fled to Poland. Again, proven to be absolutely wrong. The entire world needs to stand with Ukraine. This is a threat on democracy. This is a threat on freedom. It's got nothing to do with NATO. I do not believe this Russian invasion of Ukraine has got one jot to do with NATO. That's another lie that they're selling. It is solely to do with two things that Putin has made clear. Putin has said on record he thinks the greatest geopolitical disaster in history is the ending of the Soviet Union. He's made that clear. He has also made it abundantly clear that he wants to recreate Greater Russia. There was a revolution happening in Belarus. Putin snapped it out. There was a potential revolution happening in Kazakhstan. Putin snapped it out. Ukraine is the next piece in the jigsaw. Putin has to have Kazakhstan under his control. He has to have Belarus under his control. He has achieved those two objectives. Now he cannot stand for Ukraine to be free and independent and to decide its own future. So therefore, that is why Putin has invaded Ukraine. He's not just invaded Donetsk, he's not just invaded the east, he's invaded and bombed and killed and raped the entire country, from the south to the north to the west to the east. He is losing this war. He was very poorly advised by his own advisors. He is now in retreat. There is going to be an absolute nightmare now happening in East Ukraine, because that's where he's refocusing the Russian forces. We and the rest of the world needs to arm Ukraine to the teeth. The sanctions need to be upped and upped and upped. The fact that Putin's own children, the fact that all of the central members of the Russian government, their families are living across Europe, in Italy, in Switzerland. If Russia is so damn good, why do their own offspring not want to live in Russia? They want to live in the free democratic West and keep their own citizens under the thumb. The FSB today has more investment in it than the KGB ever did. Putin has been removing and reducing the freedoms of the Russian people consistently over the last 15 years. Two people cannot stand in Russia because that's defined as a protest without authority approval. You cannot stand for election without authority approval in Russia. It is not a democracy. This is a farce that Putin pretends because he wants to be at the international table. They've just been booted off the United Nations Peace Council. About time. They need to be booted off the Security Council. They need to be booted out of the UN, and Ukraine needs to take their place. Once upon a time, Kiev was the capital. This gentleman here has got an atlas dated 1939, clearly showing Ukraine, clearly showing the borders of Ukraine. Putin is trying to rewrite the history books. We must not let him. He is an imperialistic, totalitarian dictator that has no place at the international table. He's a pariah, and he needs to be made a pariah. I've been saying this for years. He is an evil dictator. I feel, as well as the Russian people who are being raped and murdered, I feel sorry for the Russian people who, as I said, their freedoms have been taken piece by piece by piece. The Russian media now is in complete and utter control of Putin. The last final independent news networks have been taken down. Rain TV was the last one that Putin took down. He controls every single word that's put out in the media. People complain about our media. People complain about the BBC. Look at Russian media. Look at Rosetta 1. Look at Russia Today. Russia Today is funded by Putin to the sum of millions and millions of pounds globally for one purpose: to sow Putin's propaganda, which is negativity about the West. Because like all totalitarian dictators, just like North Korea, to maintain their power, they have to sow a lie to their population that the rest of the world hates them and wants to kill them. It's precisely what North Korea does, and it's precisely what Putin has always done through RT. And the fact that we have idiots that sign up for RT, talk on RT, get paid by RT, and Sputnik, which is precisely RT. These are Russian-funded anti-Western propaganda, which is why Russia Today always used to go to the tiniest of protests in London, because it sows this message that the West is uncertain and we're breaking down. It is wrong. But of course, Russia Today would never go to anything remotely anti-Russian, because it serves that one purpose. So don't listen to the Putin propaganda. Of course there is the fog of war, but as I started saying, it annoys me no end the amount of British people who claim to be freedom fighters, claim to be Democrats, claim to be patriotic, are spouting and are repeating this nonsense from Putin. Putin does not stand for freedom. He does not stand for human rights. He does not stand for human dignity. He stands for raping and murdering anyone that comes up against him in his plan to recreate Greater Russia. His objective is on the record. I am not making this up. He's clearly stated it repeatedly on record. This has nothing to do with NATO on the border of Ukraine. That's a complete and utter red herring. It's solely about Putin recreating the Soviet Union, recreating Greater Russia. He's got Belarus by the short and curlies. He's got Kazakhstan. He now needs Ukraine to complete that jigsaw. And the Ukrainian people, I mean, my goodness, what a lion of a country. What a tremendously brave people that they are, that they're fighting back. I honestly think Putin thought his soldiers would be greeted with flowers by the Ukrainian people. how sorely he's been disappointed by that one, because they haven't. I've seen footage of babushkas coming out, standing in front of standing in front of Russian tanks, telling them to go home. And can you blame them as he rapes and murders? I was at a Ukrainian protest in Whitehall yesterday, where there were Ukrainian women in tears, thinking about their fathers and their brothers who they may not ever see again, because they're fighting the good fight back in Ukraine. Do not swallow the Putin bullshit. We have to support and fight with sanctions, with ammunition, with military equipment to help Ukraine stand free. Because if Putin did win Ukraine, which he never will not stop at Ukraine. You know, ask an average Lithuanian, average Estonian what they think about this situation. They are pleading for NATO to protect them. Yet the one country in Europe, which is not one of the countries in Europe, which is not in NATO, Putin has invaded. Can you blame them for wanting to be in NATO? Can you blame them? They do not want to be under the imperialistic thumb of Putin.
I understand 75% of the Russian people support grabbing Poland. Do you believe that? I've heard that.
It's very difficult to believe any statistic that comes out of Russia because the system is so corrupt to the core. You know, every single election, every single survey that comes from Russia.
Ukraine is corrupt. The Metropolitan Police are corrupt as well.
Ukraine is not perfect. Britain is not perfect. Ukraine, though, is trying to deal with its corruption. Ukraine is trying to deal with that and become a modern democratic society. Yes, it's not perfect.
Hasn't Joe Biden got biolabs in Ukraine?
No.
There is proof of that.
Again, Putin bollocks that these numpties, sorry Gavin, that these numpties swallow. Don't believe the hype. I've heard other messages that all the pharma businesses are in Ukraine. Yeah, GlaxoSmithKline's in Ukraine, Maersk are in Ukraine. They're in every bloody country around this globe. It's nonsense, absolute nonsense. All of these pharmaceutical companies have offices in Russia, in Moscow. My wife worked for GlaxoSmithKline in Moscow, for crying out loud. It is lies and it is propaganda. Yeah, unfortunately, some people are falling for it because they think Putin's the patriot, the strong man. No, he's not. He's an evil tyrant that none of you would want to live under. None of you would. We couldn't stand here and do this. Two people can't stand up in Moscow because that's considered a protest and you need authority permission to protest. There are situations where a girl holding a blank white sheet of paper was arrested. If you describe the conflict in Ukraine as war in Russia, you can get up to 15 years in jail. What sort of society is that? Where you jail someone for saying something that you disagree with? Where you jail someone for using the word war? Tell me that isn't enough evidence that this is a lying, corrupt dictator. Yeah, people are falling it. I mean, I'd love any of you to give me a counter-argument and that I'm wrong. That there is no counter-argument based in fact and evidence. There is none. Every atrocity that's uncovered, Russia comes up with 6 alternative versions of it. That's what Russia has always done. When all 6 can't be true, but they just throw them all in the pot, hoping one will stick. That's what Putin does. He is a KGB man.
I'm shocked at the news that the patriarch of Russia in Moscow has been praising.
Good afternoon to all of you watching. My name is Wendell Daniel and welcome to StreetMic. And as normal, we are coming to you live and direct from the streets of London down at Speaker's Corner. And today we've been told it's going to be a very special day where a gentleman by the name of Danny Roscoe, who is anti-BLM, he is due to be here at 2 o'clock, but I'm told that he's running late and he may not be here to 2:30 or 3 o'clock. And those of you who have heard of Danny Roscoe, it wasn't until this week that I heard of him, but he's set up an organisation called Black and White Unite, and he is seen at the right hand of Tommy Robinson, who is believed to be a well-known racist. So we are waiting for Danny Roscoe to arrive down here at Speaker's Corner. And what I'm now going to do, I'm going to interview this ugly gentleman who's in front of me, and I believe, and his name is Steve.
No.
So before I, Steve, I'll capture you. Hold on. There's an argument going on there, but if you move back a bit, sir. So, Steve, can you hear me good?
I can.
So, as normal, Wendell Daniel from StreetMic, and thank you very much for giving me this opportunity to speak to you. I spoke to you yesterday, just down the road, whilst Extinction Rebellion were here. And I've spoken to you in the past, and you do come across to me as a very quiet person. But I've seen a different Steve. What's happening, man? You're on the soapbox today and you're firing. What's going on?
I have been very occasionally known to get up on a ladder. I don't do it that often, but when my passions are what's the word? Inflamed. That's probably not quite the right word. Sounds like I want to go to the doctor. But no, when there is a subject that I'm passionate about, and particularly when I hear people coming out with such utter nonsense on that subject, I do have the urge to get up and put my point forward.
But why do you have such a passion for the Ukraine issue? What is it about that's grabbed your attention?
That is an interesting question, because it does.
I don't know, it's rubbish.
I know you don't, obviously. but it has, and I'm kind of trying to fathom out that question myself. Because, I mean, I took some little bit of footage from the protest in Whitehall for Ukraine yesterday.
Yeah.
And I just put it together and I tweeted it out. And it made me cry. Genuinely made me cry. And I have to say, there's not that many things that have that impact.
Are you saying to me, Steve, you're claiming that you are a man with emotions and caring and love deep inside of you?
Well,
is that
yes,
what you're telling me?
But I think maybe because I've been to Ukraine.
Yeah, I remember you
said.
On
a few times. I've been to Kiev, I've been to Odessa. They're lovely people. And I suppose it is close to home, rightly or wrongly. I think when there is a conflict close to home, it has a bigger impact, because it's somewhere I've had the pleasure to go to, because...
But you know something, I might in a moment intervene and stop you, because as you know, as we talk, I'm observing what's going on around me, and I'm looking at lots of police turning up,
and there's a huge amount of police vans all just running around.
So there's something going on, and I believe it's over there, and it might kick off. So I'm going down there, and I'll probably come
take
back.
My mic. Or your mic.
I can just turn it off. But you know, you've got to be observant.
I don't know where they're all going. Oh yeah, they are coming in here. Looks like they are coming in the park. But I don't know whether that's because of the Pakistan thing.
No, because they're all turning up down there. Look, it's like the fucking riot squad. I know what they're protesting about.
They're Imran Khan supporters.
I'm looking at the police, their actions. Oh, do us a favour, hold this for me, hold this. I'm just going to put my microphone on so I can commentate as I observe what's going on. No, something is going to, you can tell, man.
Well, I mean, if because they're on one side, if there's any other side, it's going to...
They're going in, man. They're fucking going in. I've been doing this for too long, mate. I'll be back. So I'm now observing, just in the background, we've got the Pakistani people campaigning against what's... And there's lots of police just turning up here at Speaker's Corner, Hyde Park Corner, and I'm getting in there. And they're going in. So I'm just observing what's going on, and there is a protest taking place down here. And lots of police are now arriving. It's on. So why? That's why I run over here. I've been filming down there. I thought something unusual was going on there. Yeah. Yeah, I know what's going on there. But why so many turning up like this? Unusual? So I've been told this is a protest in regards to what's going on in Pakistan, but what I'm interested in is the fact that so many Metropolitan Police officers has just arrived at the scene. Can I just get in there? Thank you. The reason I've decided to come down here is because as I look around, unusually, a lot of Metropolitan Police officers have now begun to arrive at Hyde Park Corner where this protest is taking place. And I've been doing this for far too long, and it's as if they know something, they've had some intelligence, but, you know, I'm just watching what they're doing, and they're surrounding the small protest which is taking place. There's more police beginning to cover this event that then were covering Extinction Rebellion, and like I said earlier on, we've got Danny Roscoe who's due to arrive at Speaker's Corner, and he's one of Tommy Robinson's right-hand men. And let's wait, I'll be here for 5 minutes or so, but I might have missed. Sorry. So what I will be doing, I'm going back down to Speaker's Corner where we are currently awaiting the arrival of Danny Roscoe, and what I will be doing, I'll be keeping an eye on this protest down here. Sir, stay there. Let me do a quick interview with you. So, sir.
I think this is General Musharraf's fan club. I think they want Mr. Musharraf back. I think he's in Dubai though.
It isn't.
What is it then?
It's about democracy. What happened in Pakistan?
What happened in Pakistan?
What happened in Pakistan?
Don't lie.
Supreme Court told out the government, which was an elected government. You cannot say that it's a Musharraf's party. They thrown out elected government. How can you say that we are supporting a dictator?
Right. So the gentleman's having a laugh and joke with you.
Yes. I'm here for a laugh.
He's having a laugh. No, we're over there. The speaker's corner.
So laugh and go home, man.
No, we're over there, and we saw that.
Well, I find it fun. I've got nothing to do on a Sunday afternoon. I've got nothing else to do.
Do you think corruption and dishonesty is something funny? No.
Politics is all about corruption. If you're not corrupt, you're not a proper politician, as far as I'm concerned. You show me an honest politician, and I give you £1 right now.
How can you accept corruption and dishonesty in your home? No, you can't. You can't.
Even the Chancellor of the Exchequer in this country has been accused of corruption.
He's a non-damn issue.
Well, it is corruption. If you don't pay your taxes, you are corrupt. No taxation.
Excuse me. His wife utilized non-dem status, which is allowable in law. You cannot say he's now.
Well, I'm just.
Sunak's issue is tax planning. It's not that corruption. So can you? Beggars can't be leader. Beggars can't be leader. Beggars can't be leader. Imran Khan is a leader. Imran Khan is a leader.
Malana is John.
Supreme Court, Murtabad.
He's gone now. Yes, he ran away.
Oh, he ran away?
Where is he gone?
It was a puppet. It was a puppet.
He's over there at Speaker's Corner. I've got to go back over there. Say what you got to say. This is the darkest day in democracy. An elected government has been outset by a judiciary which don't have any right to give the decision on that. So that's what we are demonstrating for, and we are demonstrating against the foreign influence regime change from America directly interfering in Pakistan's affairs, which is the reason for this demonstration. If we are living in first world, there is no right of a first world country to outside a government which is elected by the people in a country where we already have lots of troubles. We are fighting with inflation, we are fighting cross-border terrorism, we are fighting with our neighbors because of our own identity. So we cannot say this demonstration is not serious demonstration. So I hope that makes sense.
No, of course it does. Let me ask you a question, sir. Yeah, I'm not too sure what the issues are, but I'll be general. Yeah, why is it that Imran Khan has suddenly been ousted when I was of the opinion that he was so loved in your country? Why has he now been ousted?
Let me speak. The problem is he said no to America, because what they were always saying, do more, do more, do more. There is enough. He said enough is enough. We can help you, we can live as friends, but we cannot take dictation from anybody. Regime change is not acceptable. A country like Pakistan, we are 220 million people who are democratic, we are peace-loving nation, But this is not what America has done.
Just imagine Joe Biden and his American people are watching.
Yeah.
Talk to him. What do you want to say? And then I have to go back. You got 2 minutes to say what you want to say. Just imagine Joe Biden's watching.
Biden, although you guys are superpower at the moment, but stop interfering. Okay, so-called in the world they are at the moment. But you have no right to outset an elected government, topple governments interferes. This is not only Pakistan. It happened. It is about to happen in Sri Lanka. It's about to happen in Kuwait and Nepal.
They do it to everyone.
They get along with. Imran Khan's problem is he wants to think about his people. We want to buy gas from Russia. India is buying oil from Russia. We have to think about our national interests. We don't have to think about what America says. America always has a history of going to every country, Vietnam and Afghanistan, but there's none of their business.
It is for Iraq.
It is for Iraq.
Libya,
People talk about it.
Country.
I've got to go because I'm. But thank you very much.
You're welcome, sir. Cheers.
So.
Why don't you take them?
No. I'm doing something else. So as you can hear, this is the protest in Hyde Park Corner against what has happened in Pakistan, and we're now going back to where we started. But the great thing is, I'm gonna let you see a quick boxing match. And not long ago, I saw Pavlo was having a fight, but a metaphorical fight. Excuse me. Come on, listen. I'm live streaming. Come on, quick. 2 minutes. Where's Pavlo?
He's already been beaten up. He's been taken off.
So I'm now going back to Speaker's Corner, and in the background I can hear the Pakistani people, and there are lots and lots of police vans down here. Let me focus and you can see there's about 20-30 police vans, and it's not for Cheers, man.
Change you off.
Oh, they're marching.
They are, yeah.
That was the same being labelled.
Yeah.
Oh, where is he? I didn't hear yet.
Can we talk about Pakistan? Really? Number one, why is that?
They're marching now. They're marching.
All bridges shut down. Where are they going? Is this a pro-con?
This is a pro-Emirates, that's right, former cricketer, I believe.
How on earth is he still a fucking...
Now, so he's being supported
No, you're talking... Oh, yeah, him, yeah.
I don't know. Saddam Hussein was gassing his people. In Syria, he started gassing his people. Bashar al-Assad. So who's Bashar al-Assad?
Freedom of speech. So freedom of speech, you just say it's a God-given right. That's a right that every human being has to express. But human rights, in a sense, can be exploited if it comes to express violence, because violence shouldn't be. That's called incitement of violence. So that's against the code of conduct.
Teaching is not going to stop it.
If I'm sitting in the middle of a theatre and I shout fire, for no reason, and everybody jumps and look, that is that's pause along. Okay. All right. What about the law of foreseeability? How would you define that? The law of prevention or foreseeable in the near distant future, something that is about to happen. Is that preventive? You have to have risk management.
There goes. I like your tenacity. All the best, sir. He's a cool man.
Sorry for scaring you. Sorry.
I was asking.
Some music, man. We need love. Love from above with it. We don't want no wall here down there.
So you are
coming in and you play bomb. They want to destroy the people like that. They don't want to run away. So there's no more space in the earth.
She can't speak English.
She was just talking to me in English a little bit ago.
Little bit.
Okay, that's enough. I speak a little bit English too. So, do you want to speak on her behalf?
Yeah, I can.
Not I can, but like I will answer that.
I believe that Muslims should not be killed.
So, good afternoon, sir. If you come forward, don't be scared of me. What's your name?
My name's Nick. And
so, Nick, just be normal. Don't lean forward. So, you're down here today at Speaker's Corner. Why are you here?
Well, I've actually come to see Danny Roscoe. Danny Roscoe's supposed to be speaking here this afternoon on behalf of Black and White Unite, as well as I've come to see other speakers do their bit, basically. I've not been out for some time, and I thought it's about time I got out for a little while, you know.
So you've decided to come down here today on a day which is likely to be very interesting. But what is it about Danny Roscoe that has motivated you to come out today?
Well, not only is he a friend, but a fellow patriot, but I follow his perspective on uniting black and white, and out in this BLM bullshit, basically, you know.
If you watch my stuff, you will know that I like to be devil's advocate and I don't give an opinion. At the moment, I'm going to give an opinion. I believe Danny Roscoe is deluded. I also believe he's driven by ego. But when I say deluded, yeah, the idea he's got about black and white unite, I agree with. He's deluded in his approach. So I want to question him specifically about his approach. But in regards, and I'm going to say this as well, in regards to Tommy Robinson, yeah, and I've said it already to Gavin, and I'm going to say it live online now, I'm of the opinion originally that Tommy Robinson was a far-right racist. That is what I believed. My views have now changed. I believe he's not. And I'm going to justify why I believe at the right time. Yeah. But with Danny Roscoe, I see no evidence to support anything he says.
On behalf of Tommy Robinson, that he's been ridiculed because he's a truth teller, and you know, obviously he's always had this narrative put on him from the far left, etc., that he's a racist, this, that, and the other, because he stands against the he stands up for the truth against the hierarchy, against the.
But I'll note the point, but I'll allow Tommy Robinson, when I tackle him, hopefully on the 7th of May in Telford, I'm going to be there. I've already booked my ticket and I plan to interview him. So those of you who are watching, make sure that Tommy Robinson has an interview with myself. But getting back today, specifically, what motivated you?
Obviously, your opinion, like towards or anybody or towards Danny Roscoe, is your opinion. You're entitled to that. But I'm just saying that I'm here in support of Danny Roscoe because I believe in his agenda of uniting black and white. You know?
Let me ask you some questions specifically about his agenda. Yeah, specifically, we know that Danny dislikes BLM. And he does not support their ideology. Yes or no?
No, that's right. Yeah, because of the Marxist, communist ways agenda that they follow.
Yeah, I hear those words. But this man here knows me. I'm willing to be convinced that hold on, let me finish. That what he believes in, he's got something behind him.
Yeah, okay.
What I want Danny to demonstrate to me is what the aims and objectives of Black and White Unite. No, I'm asking you. Yeah, because he cusses BLM. BLM has aims and objectives that they've put out. They've allowed people to analyse and criticise. Danny Roscoe, I've been looking what he stands for. There is nothing out there that demonstrates to me other than ego, and it comes out of his words. So what I want to discuss with him.
But that's how you see it.
No, and then he can convince me.
Yeah,
I'm not anti.
I'm saying that's why you need to speak to him yourself.
I will be, but you mentioned him as well.
Yeah. But anyway, like I say, I've just come up here to enjoy the moment today because I've not been out for ages. Like I say, I follow yourself, and you know, I've just come to.
But what is it about StreetMic that you like or dislike?
Well, your footage has usually always been clear for a start.
I don't do no rubbish, man.
No. But
that's a lie.
No, you usually come across genuine and.
Do I give an opinion?
Well, everyone's entitled to their opinion, as far as I know. Yeah, but you know, you just get it all out there as it is.
One thing I love about what I do, coming down here at Speaker's Corner, is because I'm new, but I learn quick. Yeah. And one thing I love is that so many people come down here and they've got different ideologies. And I believe it's important for impartial persons to allow them to have their say regardless of which side of the fence they're on. I'll interview Muslims, everyone. Yeah. It's irrelevant to me. But then I'm going to tackle you about what you're saying, which is important because and I'm live streaming now. So I can't cut and chop and change.
That's right, no.
Others...
There's nothing like the truth, and I'm a believer in the truth.
But other people, a lot of people who are down here, they video record and then they chop.
Yeah.
And then they put out their narrative. I disagree with that. I believe put everything out and let people decide.
I usually film live when I came with my channel. By the way, Patriotic Crusader, if anybody don't know, or those that do know, you'll know me. Tune in, Patriotic Crusader YouTube. Thank you.
But finally, what is it like for you to be, like me, a filmmaker? You gather information to give to people. What's it like for you?
I just feel it's right to get the truth out there when possible, something that the MSM don't do.
But how do you define the truth? It's subjective.
Well, like you said, when something's being filmed live, there's no cutting and pasting and hiding it.
So all of you...
is what you see, is what is happening there and then, whether there's bad language, nice language, whether it's good, bad, whatever's going on, that is the truth there and then, and you can't change that for nothing.
And you see these two gentlemen, step round, sir. How about having a little street mic interview? Come round, don't be scared.
Thank you.
Yeah, thanks a lot,
Cheers,
sir.
respect.
So, what's your, if you come forward there, if...
I'm not one for being on camera, man. I'm
Not mine, I'm scared as well. What's your name, sir?
I'm Eddie.
So, Eddie, why are you down here today at Speaker's Corner?
Nick invited me, funny enough. He's a bit scared to go on camera, so I'm just here to see what's going on, listen a little bit.
You don't look like to me, like someone who is just down here to watch. Yeah, when I come down here, I got to observe every mother around me. I look what they're carrying, how they're carrying it, and it tells me something. You are not here to observe, so stop lying. What are you doing today?
Yeah, I just want to listen to what people are saying, you know, get an insight a little bit, do you know what I mean? Yeah, man. Yeah.
So you enjoying it so far?
It's quite good. I like hearing different debates, that kind of stuff, hearing both sides of the stories as well. I think a lot of people are very opinionated as well. But yeah, I think everyone should come with a good ear and be willing to hear both sides.
So are you a provocateur who's going to just chuck some dynamite into a debate and see where it takes you?
A wise man has no words for the foolish.
Nicely said.
Listen, man, thanks a lot. And do you know something? I'm waiting for Danny Roscoe to arrive, and I'm looking forward to...
Who is it, Danny Roscoe?
I don't know. I don't know. He's a mate of Tommy Robinson, apparently. And he's got an organisation, Black and White Unite. So I'm waiting to see and to debate with him. But I'm now going back to Hatun because I'm lucky. I've got my microphone on her, so I can now flick over and listen to what she's saying.
Tear up the Quran. What have you done on his behalf? If Islam is teaching you to be good to the non-Muslims, what have you done about it? And you are from Pakistan.
In Quran, many places.
So first, let's break it down. What have you done anything for behalf of the Christians who have been falsely accused and then went in the prison, even being killed, because according to sayings of the people, accusation, they blasphemed against Muhammad. What have you done about it? Have you done anything to stop that?
You are Christian?
I'm Christian.
If I say something against Jesus, then you will kill me?
I won't kill you.
What do you
do? As a Muslim, you already say.
If I say,
just a moment.
If I say, Jesus is a bastard, what you will do?
So I will say, what is your reasoning? You said such a thing. I cannot.
Nobody knows his father.
Just a moment. His father is God, the Father. So here's the problem. Here's the problem. People mocked Jesus. Listen to me. Listen to me. You are changing the topic right now. People mocked Jesus. They spat on Jesus. They killed Jesus. They came to arrest Jesus. Jesus didn't chop people head off. Jesus gave himself for those who were abusing him, who were spotting him, who were hurting him. He gave himself for them. So my question to you: have you done anything? Have you done anything for example, for Asya Bibi? Have you done anything on the behalf of non-Muslims who has been accused and went in prison? Have you done anything?
No, what have done Jesus? What have done Jesus?
No. Have you done anything? Have you done anything?
What I done?
As a Pakistani citizen, have you done anything to stop? Because your wife and you told me in Islam you are told to be good those who are not Muslim. So that is not being good to those who are not Muslim by putting them in prison and killing them and burning them alive. So that is not being good. So what have you done to be good?
Personal act of somebody, that is not acceptable.
So what have you done about it? It is not like one event, two events. It's been going on in Pakistan for years.
I'm not talking about Pakistan. I believe that all religions are wrong.
You are Muslim and you believe all the religions are wrong. And Islam is wrong? Sorry?
I'm not.
You are not Muslim. You are from Pakistan and you are not Muslim. Your wife is Muslim. Do you agree with her? With him?
That is
okay, in that case, I'll rephrase my question to you. What have you done, sir? What have you done as non-Muslim in Pakistan on the behalf of people who are falsely accused and burned and killed and put in prison under the blasphemy? So I understand you say it is wrong. I'm asking, what have you done?
Religion is wrong.
What have you done?
Whether Islam.
What have you done about it? So you don't have a religion as a, let's say, humanist, okay, as a human being. What have you done to stop or make your voice in the Pakistani government?
From my heart, I don't believe in that.
So you don't think you should be standing up for them? Ma'am, what have you done as a Muslim where you stated Islam teaches you to be good for those who are not Muslim? So what have you done as a Muslim to stop murdering of Christians and non-Muslims in Pakistan? What have you done?
She's saying she always she doesn't like that one should be killed, that he is non-Muslim.
But you told me if Quran says to you, then you have to obey it, otherwise Allah is going to put you to hell. So how do you reconcile your conscience with the decree of Allah? So you told me you have to follow this verse, otherwise you are going to go to hell. But now you are telling me you are...
So for all of you watching, my name is Wendell Daniel, and we're currently awaiting the arrival of Danny Roscoe. And I've been told that he's running late. He should be here at 2 o'clock, but he has yet to arrive. And I'm told he could be here at 2:30 or 3 o'clock. But anyone who knows me will know how important timekeeping is. If you say to people 2 o'clock, it's important to get here for 2 o'clock. But, you know, at the moment in front of the camera, we've got Hatun Tash, and most of you already know Hatun, and I've got my microphone connected to her. But, you know, I'll allow her to speak, but I'm looking around me to see and hear what is going on. And also, don't forget, if you like StreetMic, give me the thumbs up, make your comments down below, share and follow. So give me the thumbs up, make your comments down below, share and follow. And what you must also do, switch on your notification bell so that every time we go live, you will be informed. So switch on that bell. And don't forget, not only do you switch on the bell, you've got to share this. So do a little share with at least a couple of your friends. So share the links on YouTube, share the links on Facebook with your friends, and they can also watch. But we're currently awaiting the arrival of Danny Roscoe. He's yet to arrive. And hello to all of those who I've sent a link to today, including Paul Jilks from wherever you're from, you know who you are, Tyrone, Zaki, and all of those people who are tuning in, who they've told me they'll be tuning in. So hello to you all. And what I'm now going to do, I'm going to circulate myself for a little while. I'll switch off or keep Hatun's microphone switched off. And the good thing, I've got a good relationship with her. She's wearing my microphone. If I switch it now, listen.
Let's go. Focus. This records 27 minutes. So you need to keep...
So as you can see, she's got my microphone on, but I'm not interested in what she's saying. What I'm interested in now is what's going on around me. So I'm now going to look at other people, see what they're doing, listen to what they're doing, and then I'll come back to Hatun.
responded to your calls on the Quran. Ahmadija responded to it.
I hate Islam because it says that Jesus is not Lord. It says Jesus did not die on the cross.
No, he didn't.
The whole reason why he came was to die for your sin, man. That's the whole reason the Messiah came. I just did.
Answer.
Is that Catholic or Christian or not?
Catholics are Mary worshipping, Pope loving, very deceived people of the biggest criminal organization in the world. It's called the Catholic Church. Wakey.
No violence, no violence.
They're in with the mafia.
No
I
murder.
went to Rome. I went to the Vatican.
You went to the Rome.
taxi driver on the way to the Vatican. I said, "Is the Papa? Is the Papa? Is the Papa in with the mafia?" He laughed. He said, "Where have you been, my friend? Of course he's in with the mafia. We all know that."
It's the no answer on the question.
I just did,
yeah,
man.
of course,
To be
better
criminal
than you
doesn't
anyway.
mean you're not religious.
He's a criminal. This guy is a criminal.
Is that Catholic or Christians or not?
Don't you know how many pedo priests
Catholic
there
are the real Christians.
Look through the history.
Long
Pedo
live
priests,
Rome and the Vatican.
they're a bunch of kitty
La Papa, la
fiddlers.
Dio.
You are
Catholic.
Dio,
I'm a
the
Bible
best
believing,
No, you are a
God
Wahhabi
believing,
Christian.
born again,
Wahhabi
saved,
Christian.
blood bought Christian because
You
I
believe what you
believe
like, who gives
I'm
a
a
fuck?
sinner. I got forgiven because I believed in as my Lord.
All
Simple
the
as
time.
that. Come
Believe
on.
What you like.
You took
Who
no
cares?
sense.
I don't give a shit what you believe.
You don't give a shit, I
You
know
can be
it.
free.
You don't know a shit. That's why you don't give a shit. Anyway, so the good news is you have a choice. So believe or not believe, that is the question. God loved the world so much, he gave his only son. That whoever goes to church and is a good little boy... No, hang on, I got that wrong. God loved the world so much, he sent his only son, that whoever believes in him should not perish, hell, but have eternal life. You don't have a superpower. You need the Spirit of God. If you believe in him, Spirit of God will come in your life and you'll be saved, forgiven. What, don't you want the truth? The whole truth and nothing but the truth?
By who? By Greek men. A Greek man. In which language? The music Greek. Very high. And then after was translated in Hebrew, in Greek, I mean in a local language and other languages till it reached here to England. I don't know how many.
I speak to a lot of young
Why
people.
75 years?
Why?
Exactly.
Why? Because my mum and dad told me to.
Yeah, I know. I know because I know.
Woohoo!
I know.
Uh-oh.
I know.
Come on, man. We need to weigh up everything. Why did I buy an Android phone? Because I thought about an iPhone. I thought about an Android. And I thought, I'll weigh it up. You're wearing clothes you chose to wear because you weighed up the for and against of getting Harrods clothes or top designer clothes that you're wearing now. You weigh it up. Weigh it up. Weigh up the Bible and weigh up the Quran. Here's the Quran. Here's the Quran. It's a little book. There's your Quran. It'd take you 5 hours to read this. 5 hours. It'd take you 50 hours to read this. The main message in the Quran is, I'll save you 5 hours.
So don't tell
You've got to try and follow Allah. Do this and 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 do this.
So at the end of the
What
day,
is the summary of this book here?
at the end of the day,
The summary of this book here is you can't do nothing. He's done everything. He died for your sin. He rose from the dead. He paid the price. He paid the price, the massive price for your sin. You can do nothing to save yourself. But you can believe. The good news is you can believe. To believe or not believe, that is the question. What are you going to do? You chose not to have the jab. I chose not to have the jab.
I chose not to wear a face nappy because I thought it was silly. That ain't going to stop a virus spreading because I did my research. So you want to do your research about your own life, don't you? Read the Quran. No prophecies. Read the Bible. Thousands of prophecies. In Isaiah 46:10, what does it say? I memorized it with the brain that God has given me. You can memorize stuff. It's amazing. Amazing. Isaiah 46:10 says, I am Elohim. I am God, declaring in the end from the beginning. There's no other. He says there's no other God. Declaring the end from the beginning. From ancient times, the things that are not yet done. My counsel will stand and I will do all my pleasure. So in other words, I'll tell you the future. He won't tell you the future. He don't even believe in the Bible. He's a joker. He's a joker.
They're all the same shit.
So the Bible tells you what's going to happen.
Okay, there's a number of mistakes you've made already.
I don't. Okay, it's up to you.
It's not a question.
Remember a mistake. I don't.
You want everybody to be clever.
Okay, so okay, what's the mistake? Well, I am not perfect.
Here it is.
I am not perfect. What is the mistake? Can you tell me?
All these countries will... It's real. I work here for years. Israel is real. Russia, Syria...
No, because religion is causing big
So good afternoon to all of you watching. My name is Wendell Daniel and welcome to Street Mic. And we are coming to you live and say that again. And we're coming to you live and direct from Speaker's Corner down here in Marble Arch in London. And we are here for the regular Sunday Mayhem. And we're currently awaiting the arrival of Danny Roscoe, who is a friend of Tommy Robinson, and he should have been here at 2 o'clock. We have been told he's currently running late, and fireworks are going to fly when he arrives. But, you know, I want to engage with Danny Roscoe today, and I hope that will happen because he has views. And he's anti-BLM, and he believes that black and white can unite. And, you know, everyone has the right to say what they feel. And I congratulate him for what he's trying to do. And, you know, the soundbite, black and white unite, sounds brilliant. And let's hope that can be achieved. But the problem I've got with Danny Roscoe is his overall approach to this issue. I do not like his approach, his style, and what he's saying. And also, he's anti-BLM. So he's criticised Black Lives Matter and what they actually stand for. But I've done my research, and I couldn't find any evidence to demonstrate to me what Black and White Unite stands for. And in my opinion, I believe that Danny Roscoe, in his overall approach, is deluded. I do believe he's deluded, and I do believe he's driven totally 100% by ego. And I would like him to convince me that I'm wrong. I would like Danny Roscoe to demonstrate to me that he's not deluded, and he's not driven by ego, and he has something very important to add. But one thing I am going to say, and Danny Roscoe is a friend of Tommy Robinson. He stood on a platform with Tommy Robinson in Telford on I believe it was the 29th of January of this year. And as you know, Tommy Robinson at the moment is making a documentary film called The Rape of Britain, and that relates to what has happened throughout this country in relations to Pakistani men grooming and raping children. And that's not a conspiracy theory, it's a fact, because many people have been charged with an offence and they're currently in prison. But in regards to Tommy Robinson, the narrative is that, and this is going to shock you, what I'm now going to say, the narrative is that Tommy Robinson is a far-right racist. I must admit, I used to believe that myself, and I'm not scared to say that. I have been convinced recently that Tommy Robinson is not a racist. There are issues in regards to his overall approach, which I disagree with, but I can understand some of his views, not all of them, some of his views, and I don't believe he's a racist. And I'm willing to stand and be held to account for saying that, because I'm actually going to be going to Telford, and I hope to tackle Tommy Robinson on the 7th of May when he's going to be premiering part 2 of his documentary film. But I'm currently looking around still, and Danny has yet to arrive, and he should be hopefully arriving very shortly. But in a moment I'm going to continue to listen to what Hatun has to say. But don't forget, if you like Street Mike, give me the thumbs up, make your comments down below, share and follow. And when I say share, send the link out to a couple of your friends and let them know to tune into Street Mike, because we're at Speaker's Corner and it is important that everyone knows what is going on down here. And we're currently live streaming, I believe, unless I have a failure, on Facebook at Street Mike Podcast. We're also streaming on Facebook again at StreetMic LiveStream, and we're also on YouTube on StreetMic LiveStream, and we're on Vimeo. So share with your family and friends, tell them to follow StreetMic, and you know, it's going to be very interesting down here. And at the moment, let me have a look. My stream is holding up, but yesterday I was actually filming Extinction Rebellion, and I got down here very early and I had a power failure, and unbeknown to me, my power cable came out, which caused my unit to fail, and I didn't know for about 10-15 minutes, but I'm monitoring that today. But please switch on your notification bell on YouTube, switch on your notification bell on Facebook, and every time we go live you will be informed. And who will believe it, that Street Mike last week went on TikTok, so you can now find Street Mike on TikTok. And guess what? I've only got one follower, one. I want to see that number increase, and I've no doubt it will. All I've done at the moment on TikTok is set it up, put my name. I haven't put anything on there, but you will get Street Mike videos, and I know the videos there are slightly different and funny, and they're quick. You know, I've got no problem with that, but normally the stuff I do is very detailed. I come down here to Speaker's Corner and allow you guys to see everything. I don't chop, I don't cut. That's the great thing about live stream, you get everything. There are many people down here who video record, then chop bits out and put their narrative out. I personally believe that approach is corrupt. I don't want to do that. I would let you see and hear everything that goes on down here at Speaker's Corner, and then you can decide what is good. But the last thing I'm going to say, I've got to make a little trailer for my YouTube channel, and I've got to tell people why they should follow Street Mike. And the reason you should follow the Street Mike is because, as you can see, we go onto the streets of London, we meet interesting people, and we have an engaging conversation with them. about any topic and coming onto the streets. You're meeting people, you're seeing different. You're giving them the opportunity to have their say. And that is what is unique about StreetMic. We don't hide. We go onto the streets and we engage with real people, because real people out on the streets, they want to be captured, and people watching want me to engage with real people, and that is what I do. I don't just come down here with a camera, point it in someone's face. See, there's a gentleman here now, and just like I'm going to engage with this person now. If you look in the camera, sir, you come down here most weeks. Yes. What is good about what you see, what I do as StreetMic? What do you like about what I do?
I think it's fantastic because you talk honestly to real people with real issues, whereas the corporate media is cut off from what real people with real issues think.
So I'm moving the camera down slightly, so look in there. So as StreetMic, what you're saying, it's important to come out and to engage with real people and talk with real people like you.
That's right, yes. You see all around the world, you see that the ruling classes seem to be very far off from the mainstream. I've just been on the demonstration going to Nawaz Sharif's house, and he's got this gigantic house, and he's unbelievably rich, and his whole family are very rich. And the people who run not just Pakistan, but just about every country in the world are extremely rich. I mean, look at Rishi Sunak. Rishi Sunak, him and his family are extremely rich people, and yet he was opposing tiny increases in benefits. I mean, the MPs just voted themselves an extra £3,000, whilst at the same time not helping the people with the gas raises.
Do you know what is so great about what we're doing now? Yeah. Could you engage with people on the BBC like what me and you are doing on the streets?
I think it's extremely difficult because I've noticed with the BBCs and the establishment that certain questions are never ever raised. Certain issues are never ever raised. And usually what they do is they tell half the story. They don't tell the other half of the story. Like, for example, they demonize Russia. They demonize Russia, and yet they never say anything about selling arms to Saudi Arabia, which is causing the world's biggest humanitarian disaster in Yemen, where some 20 million people are dying. I mean, the war in Ukraine is nothing compared to what's happening in Yemen. 20 million people have been starving for the last 10 years, and our government has been selling arms to Saudi Arabia, and yet we're demonizing Russia. This is just hypocrisy.
Excellent stuff. Thank you very much. As you can hear in the background, Speaker's Corner is warming up, and Bob the Builder is getting fired up, and I'm going over there, so thank you very much. So we can now hear Bob the Builder and protests. Let's go and see what's going on.
That you just witnessed with your own eyes. Now let's be clear, ladies and gentlemen. I am not saying that every Muslim that you meet is a hate-filled Muslim. No, I am not saying this. I have met good Muslims. I have been friends with good Muslims. I've even dated good Muslim women. But, ladies and gentlemen, the Quran and the Hadiths, the Islamic sources of Islamic law, denigrate Christians to being second-class citizens. Don't believe me. Think I am lying. Go and check with the Coptic Christians of Egypt. Go and ask the Christians of Pakistan. Go and ask the Christians of Indonesia. Go and ask the Christians of Malaysia. Go and ask the Christians of Northern Nigeria. Go and ask the Christians of India and
Sir,
What you
can we
say,
have a
bro?
quick interview with you?
Oh, bruv, I don't think I
We've
can.
never met. We've never
I don't
met.
think I can, brother.
Huh?
I don't think I can.
Oh, come on, man.
You're calling my voice far right, man.
Oh, listen. Let's
You cool, yeah,
sir,
yeah.
Sir, give me 2 seconds here. Let me justify. Yeah.
Any bungers down
You
here?
good,
Yeah, you?
Not too bad. Not too bad. If you get in front of there, yeah. Can I be like? Let's start with your man.
We'll speak later.
Yeah. But what I want to do, if possible, is to interview you. Yeah, because I disagree with your approach. Yeah, but you're down at Speaker's Corner, and it's important for you to have your right to say what you have to say. But I'm going to be very specific with your man. Yeah, I call him far right, and I do. But I'm going to say something that's going to shock people. Yeah, I believe that Tommy Robinson is not a racist. Hold on. I've recently been convinced that he's not a racist, but I'll justify why I have recently feel that way. But in regards to yourself, there's issues, yeah. I disagree with your approach, Danny, yeah. I believe that you are deluded in what you're doing, yeah. I believe in your vision for black and white to unite. I believe in that vision. I do not believe in your approach and what you're saying, and I believe you haven't got something to back it up. But I'm going to leave you. But listen, we're going to have a chat, and on the 7th of May, I'm going to be in Telford, and I want to interview Tommy Robinson, and I've no doubt you're going to set it up for me. But listen, I'll let you chat. Do what you have to do, but then we can talk, yeah?
Whenever you want. Whenever you want. You want to do it now? Do it now. If you want to do it later, do it later. What do you want to do?
Oh, no. I didn't.
I'll converse. I'll go around.
I didn't. Hold on. Let's have a chat, yeah. Let's start from the beginning, yeah. I never heard of you until this week, yeah. And no, I really do take my hat off to the fact, yeah, you have a belief and you have come down to Speaker's Corner to spread the word. I take my hat off to you, sir, and I really do. Yeah, you've got the balls to do so, yeah. But let's get some background about Danny. Who are you? My name is Wendell Daniel from StreetMic, and I love what I do. And I know you've seen my stuff, and I know people send it to you. Yeah. So what do you do? You know, tell me about Danny.
Me, I'm a street activist. What I want to do is really, essentially, is cut all the bullshit from the government, from the societal issues and what we're doing. And if we don't get it down to street level, we can't accept the establishment to do what they want to do. So it's time to get out. Now, I came out when Black Lives Matter were running around chatting everything. I can't expect a white man again to come and back me. I've got to come out and say, do you know what? That's wrong. That's nonsense. The things you believe in is a nonsense. So that's what I've done. Literally, 41 years old, and I've not needed to come out yet. I've done all my activism from my Twitter account and from that, but certain times you've got to come in front of the camera.
And I do thank you for coming in front of the camera, and you're like me. We are good at it, man. You get what I'm saying? But I've got a few questions to ask you. You dislike Black Lives Matter. Justify why you dislike Black Lives Matter.
Black Lives Matter is a Marxist organisation, and I don't think that Marxism should be pushed through the black community when, if you look at any African country that has Marxism or socialism, what happens? They take from the people, and the people starve, and then the people start wars with each other. This is black and white unite, it's everyone unite. At the moment, I can't see Black Lives Matter doing anything for London, because I still see people dying every single day on the street. Black people dying every day on the street. I don't see no youth clubs open. I don't see anything open. Yet there's £1.5 million in London that has been fundraised. This is why I don't believe it. If you really want black and white unite, you've got to get to your kids and you've got to tell them, listen, look yourself in the mirror, get away your victimhood, and say, if you want to do something, you can do it. Oh, black people never done nothing. Hang on a minute, Obama, he's the president, right? You can look at, I don't agree with her, but Priti Patel, and all the other people in the cabinet.
Big up Priti, big up Priti.
Priti, yeah? But black people can do stuff, so I don't appreciate these white cultural Marxists telling black people they can't do nothing and black people accepting it. That's why I don't agree with it.
Specifically to do with Black Lives Matter, yeah. I have read their aims and objectives, so have you.
Yeah.
And we know what Black Lives Matter stands for, yeah. Specifically to do with you, yeah, and Black and White Unite, I've been trying to find information specifically to do with what you and your organisation stand for? Where can I find it? So specifically, what are your aims and objectives? What are your aims and objectives?
If you need to go onto a website and see
Which one?
If you want to go on the website and see about Black and White Unite.
Where?
You're
Specifically, no.
You're in the wrong headspace.
No.
Because this is how community should be. Okay, if we look, you know about the 60s, you know about the 50s. No one needed to say Black and White Unite because it was Black and White Unite. It was the original two-tone. Right, so you don't need it. Now we're so fragmented. We've got Marxists saying on one side we've got to be against these people got to be against these people, but no one's saying we've got to be against the government. So you're not going to find anything specific written down, any manifesto. I'm not a political party, I'm an activist. I'm a one-man activist and people support me and I love them for that.
I note what you're saying, but my argument is, because nothing is written down specifically about what you stand for, and look, this is both of us on the camera here. Because nothing is written down, it comes across, hence the reason I say I've got an issue with your approach. It comes across, that you're driven by ego and not ideology. Hence the reason I'm asking the question.
I'm 41 years old, It wasn't me.
I'm nearly 60.
It wasn't me that told Black Lives Matter to come out. It wasn't me that goes and tells every white man who said I don't agree with it, call them a racist. It's not me, it's the media. So if I'm looking at it and thinking, hang on a minute, I don't agree with that, and these people are getting called they're racist, their careers are getting ruined, their jobs are gone, their families are split up. Hang on a minute, I'm black, I don't agree with it, I've got to put myself up there. So that's what I am. I'm an activist, I'm not a political party, I'm not anything like that. So if you need to, let me ask you a question about the BLM stuff, okay? So they've written down their manifesto. How many times have you told people that Black Lives Matter are a Marxist organisation from what they've written down on their manifesto?
I have never come to that conclusion, and let me finish. I've got no reason to say that because as a journalist, I like to be impartial, and I try to get people to carry out their own research and then to come up with their own conclusions if they agree with it or not.
But surely as a journalist, you can see what's going on. As a journalist, you can see they're not doing nothing for the black community. You can see Patrice Collars, she's done another £6 million house. She's now got £15 million worth of property, but she's telling Black Lives Matter that you can't buy a house if you're black.
Let's speak specifically Black Lives Matter, specifically Sasha Johnson.
Yeah.
As you know, Sasha Johnson, I'm going to be very specific because I was deeply involved with filming and doing lots of things with Sasha. As you know, Sasha Johnson was shot on the 23rd of May 2021 last year at 35 Concert Road. I can be very specific, I've been there, yeah. As you know, Sasha was a Black Lives Matter leader, so the argument we're having is relevant. Do you believe that people who supported Sasha are deluded or something and they were wrong?
Well, they are deluded if they are only supporting because they feel a sense of victimhood. Now, this is the UK. Now, how many black people here in the UK have been actually oppressed? I'm not on about going about stop and search, because my attitude to that is if you've got nothing to hide, then you've got nothing to worry about, right? And it's all, do you know what stop and search is? They'll come and they'll fill you up, they'll test you up, they'll say, what's your details? And don't give them your details, I don't advocate for that. Stand up for your rights, but at the same time, if there's so many black people getting killed by black people in London, obviously they're going to stop and search black people. If they stop and search white people and Indians and Chinese, I'd be saying to the Metropolitan Police, hang on a minute, there's something wrong. So we're not oppressed as such, but what they are oppressed is by Black Lives Matter, by believing in that ideology, blaming someone else for a failure that they perceive of themselves. So yeah, I will say now categorically, anyone who believes in Black Lives Matter is deluded. And also one other thing, if you do believe in Black Lives Matter, go to your neighbourhood, find that drug dealer and out him. Find the person putting the guns in your community. Find the person putting the knives in your community and petition outside his house. Go and get as many people that run the Metropolitan Police outside Whitehall. Get them to the estates and run out the drug dealers, the knife crime and the gang crime people. But you won't, because that means you've got to do something.
I hear you. Let's move on, but we can chat later on. Let's talk specifically about what's going on in Telford and Tommy Robinson, specifically to do with the documentary film. What was it like for you when you went down to Telford and to stand on the platform with so many people, thousands of people watching?
it was an amazing feeling, because that is the ultimate, for me, that is the ultimate black and white unite, because when I stand up there with Tommy Robinson, Anne-Marie Waters, Danny Tomo, I know that the world's media have just put down their cameras. And that's a wonderful feeling, because on social media, that picture was everywhere. But the only ones you see in the Daily Mail and the Telegraph is the ones of individual people, but not me. But they also call me the black face of white supremacy. So, you know, I am pushing the boundaries and saying, hang on a minute. You have got to make sure that you look at me and see who's around me, and then who isn't, and then say who's far right and who's not.
What is it like for you? Because when I do something like this, I don't plan. You go with the flow, man. You get what I'm saying? That's how I like it, yeah. What is it like for you as a black man to be pushing those boundaries and to be getting so much resistance from, and some words from people in your own community? What is it like for you?
Well, it's not a nice feeling when people, you know, call you the names that they call me and push back as they call me, but I've got the belief, and as you said, this is my ideology and this is what I'm doing, that there will come that one day that you hit the wall and they will say, hang on a minute, we are conservative thinking people, or we are that way inclined, okay? Not the Tory party, but an authoritarian. Every black family is authoritarian, right? So you have these values. To say, do you know what, I can stand with white people on the right and not feel away, as in the whole media is going to say it's far right demonstrating, it's far right, and that's what it is. It's changing the narrative, and we'll do that. It's not if, it's when.
Well, my final point, then I'll allow you to go and do what you need to do. As StreetMic, I like to tickle people's toes. That's what I do. You get what I'm saying? And I like to be impartial. Yeah. Have I given you the opportunity to say what you need to? I've questioned you. I'm going to do more questioning. But in closing, I'm allowing you to say what you like. You know I'm live streaming because I like to be fair.
Yeah, no, you've been fair with it. The questions have been fair, and there's nothing really. This is what I said to you earlier. You don't really need to research about black and white unite. You either want to unite and come together as a people and go against the establishment, or you want to live in your segregated lands. And if you want to live in your segregated land, that's fine. I know who every one of you are, and I will break down your walls and I'll bring you into the family. So it's not about what I have to do to convince people. It's what I have to do to debate people and make sure everyone else sees that their vision and what they're saying is rubbish. So I thank you for the opportunity.
No, that's brilliant. But definitely, finally, you're going to be down here every third Sunday. Why did you choose every third Sunday? And why are you bloody late?
I'm on time, yeah? But I am a black man time. I am a black man, so this is black man time. But every third Sunday I have a lot of commitments. I work, I'm doing night work, so I've not slept yet, and I've come down here. But I'm getting censored off of all the social media. I'm getting my voice is not getting out there. So I've got to come with the people. I'm not scared of anyone. I'm not scared of people who are pro-Black Lives Matter, who are Islamists, who are whatever. I have my values, I have my points, so I'll debate it. So every third Sunday to me seems enough time for me not to say, I can't do it, I can't do it. I can plan. It gives me enough time to plan. And yeah, I'll always be late as well.
And don't forget, on the 7th of May in Telford.
On the 7th, yeah, we'll see what we can do, right?
I want to interview Tommy.
I want you to come up there, and you said that you're impartial, and I want you to film all the people there and see how they actually are. Because they're not going to be like, oh, we've got to be on best behaviour. It's an emotional thing. This is Muslim rape gangs. This is most people are going to be watching this and thinking, I want to break down society, and then watch how they actually are, and then go to BBC the next day and see how they portray it.
But I disagree with something you said there. Yeah, Muslim rape gangs. I acknowledge.
Show me one.
Hold on. I acknowledge. Let me finish. I acknowledge people within the Muslim community, specifically to do, with Pakistani men have been convicted, so that's a fact. But when you try and blame every single Muslim, that's the issue. I don't agree with that.
I didn't say every single Muslim. That's
the way it comes across.
That's your mind. That's how your mind is acting, yeah? That's how everyone else. If I said every single Muslim done it, no. But what I have got to say, and you've got to be honest, you show me one, at the moment, in the last 2 years, one non-Muslim rape gang. People that's not 4, 5, 6 who are getting sentenced 135 years. You can't show me one, so we can't say what it is. Because I'll be calling the sky black in a minute, you know, if we can't do that. It is Muslims predominantly, okay? They're raping the children of England. That is it. We don't see Indians on it. We're not seeing Chinese rape gangs. So we've got to say it as it is. And if it invokes something here, that's good, because that means you care. That's what we want to do. Invoke it here. And we want the Muslim community to come out. And Ali Dawa, I'm saying it now, I'm going to get you to come up because we need Jews as well. You've got out your own community like I'm out in my community. We've got to do this.
It's collaborating.
This is black and white unite. It's a whole scope of things. If you're against what's going on, we can deal with it. We're not against all Muslims. To me, that's a nonsense. But
anyway, sir, big up Street Mike, big up.
Street Mike.
And listen.
The best in London. Through lockdown, he has been there all the time.
Hold on, have you been watching me?
When I'm at Parliament, I see him. When I'm down there, I see him. Everywhere I go. So remember, subscribe, like, and share the video.
Listen, I'll catch up with you. Go and settle down. And I'm going to put a microphone on you to get crystal clear sound.
My shit sound, am I? How you doing, brother? You good, yeah? How you doing? You good? You good? How you doing? You good? Sweet. What's going on, people? In case I get a shit one, get sent out. You know what I mean? In case it gets edited really bad. You ain't gonna. Where's that going? Respect to who? Huh? Respect to who? The one that arrested us last time when we were there. No, but the one who's looking at you all the fucking time. We were there and then you fucking told that fucking... Oh, yeah. I'll go to the house.
I'll only switch it on. You got this guy. Grab him. I'll put my microphone on this side. No, you don't.
Lovely interview, man. Good job with that interview. Good job with the interview. Good job with the interview.
Comes up when you don't practice it. I'm thinking it's not good.
You know what? When it comes out, you're up to it. Let them do what they do.
But that's not the incumbent, it's not. Never surrender. No,
there's no in the New Testament that tells you.
Alright, how are you?
Head of a goddamn bird, and then the body of a human. What the hell is this? We need to have something like this. So that's where they go.
You can, but it's like they're targeting.
I was going to say he's got a squirrel on his shoulder.
They might as well that. If you come across them, I know.
Why are all the Pakistanis outside the Aston Martin place?
Yeah, but if it's on there and goes to a cloud, then it's 3 weeks. He's got his intelligence out now. Look at told you, didn't I? Told you. Move out the way this way. No. Straight away. Straight away. They don't want honest debate. He's going to... settlers in Gaza. Where's he going? Ali's going, come to Telford at the end of the day, come to Telford. It's not about, honestly, I think it would be good for you to come with black and white, like, nice little box area. I think it would be a good thing. Yeah, I will say to Ali Dawa to come up because obviously it's about him and the community as well. And if we can then break the barrier of saying, well, hang on a minute, Ali Dal's there, he's against the grooming gangs, yeah? So he's speaking up about it. So then on the next side, oh, hang on a minute, it's all the Patriots. Hang on a minute, no one's kicking off. It will work. It will work. And he needs to. Same as what I do. It's what he needs to do as well. But whether or not he'll do it, I doubt he will. But I'll give him a safe space. I'll give him a little space. Go behind the fucking stage if he wants. Yeah. If we can do it, obviously. But we'll try and do something.
But what you got to realise, there's a psychology of life.
How you doing, my brother? You good? You good, yeah? Man. Thank you, my brother. Thank you. Appreciate that.
So the truth doesn't expose the lies. So that's what
Nick, there's a bird there for you behind you, mate. Hey? The bird there behind you, mate.
Every single person will have a different interpretation.
That's the revelation.
Same as every page in the Bible or the Quran. Yeah, man. They have different interpretations.
But they don't have the revelation.
Who the fuck knows?
They don't have the revelation.
Who gives a shit anyway?
They don't have the revelation.
It's about who does.
You see, and if everybody did know the revelation
it's man-made shit.
Man-made thing causing problem. And that's the problem that it hurt.
Yeah.
Because if they
in name of secular society.
The sheepskin coat behind me. Antifa guy, you know the guy that we you give me that yeah. He's the guy from Moving. Remember last time we did the sheepskin? Right behind me. Behind me. Yeah. I'm pretty sure he was with that other guy. Remember that security card he said? I'm sure he was with him. Watch out.
God is love, man. God is love.
You know what these people are like?
And God is peace. God is joy.
Could be that.
God is hope.
Could be all
but those are expressions.
But did God make you though?
Make me?
Yeah.
Well, we should have the God to talk it. You're evolutionist, don't it?
Well, I'm asking you a question. Did God make you?
Which one of the God to talk it? Because there's a difference between God and God Almighty, you know. Understand? God in another language can mean judge.
Make you then?
God can mean judge, you know.
Do you believe in evolution?
Did the God Almighty make you?
So God Almighty,
that is the Lord.
When we die, we're going back again.
Yeah, but when you talk
about he never creates Satan choose to become a devil and a Satan. And I ain't
that's empire policy. That's that before evolution.
Why is it not evolution to say, do you know what? Keep you lot. This is what you're about. Here I am now. I've come once before and I've come again because you need to know about it. Why not? This is our question.
I'm going to show you something.
Question.
Yeah?
Did the God Almighty make you?
I'm going to answer that later.
Or did your mum and dad make you?
Who made the stars and the moon and the sun?
God Almighty's got to exist first.
Eh? Who made the sun and the moon and the star?
I don't know.
You don't know?
No.
Alright. Where did God come from?
What?
Where did God come from?
Exactly. Who would have created God?
No, where did God come from? Anybody know where God come from?
From the mind of men.
No. Hold on. Where did God come from? I ask any religion. Any religion. If they can't tell me that, they're in serious problem.
Big kiss, man. I don't tell me. Where did he come from?
Right. If I show you in the Bible, would you believe anything I said after I leave from here?
No.
I'm open-minded, so.
Well, if you're open-minded,
I'm not going to say yes, I am. I'm going to
ask you something else, even when I show you.
I'll be honest.
Right. Okay. I want you to ask our religious leaders this, yeah? And show them in the scriptures.
He was over there.
How was it?
Real thing of the time has come, brother, to show this. Yeah, man, read any of the version you want to read, brother.
God came from Timan, the Holy One from Mount Paran. Selah, his glory covered the heavens, and the earth was full of his praise.
Man. Yeah, man. So you ask, ask the Vatican that, and if you tell you otherwise, come out of religion and come in salvation.
So the King James.
One more thing now. One more thing we're going to ask you. Where does the Almighty come from? Why, this is deep, man.
I don't know.
You don't know?
Right.
Hey, you believe in the King James? So something,
yeah, what I'm saying? I didn't tell him enough.
Something with the New Testament.
Light tonight.
Someone with the New Testament. They're going to go against the King James Bible, yeah? Because it's different.
This is not the New Testament.
I know, but someone with the New Testament, they'll go against that.
This was taken out of the original scrolls. Because God, in his connotation, got many sides. God can be a judge, but yet an advocate. God can be an advocate, yet a mediator. He can be a mediator, yet a deliverer. But the Almighty never ceases from being who he is. The Almighty gives God the authority to do what he wants to do, according to his predetermined counsel. But the Almighty and God are one. But the Almighty manifests as God in any form it choose to be, yeah, man. I leave that as that because knowledge is powerful.
All right, my brother.
But may we love God Almighty and love one another and keep His command because God
Thank
is
you, my brother. Yeah, there's a fucking
Pakistani thing.
Yeah, Imran Khan, innit? I've already been over there. Do you know what, yeah? There's one side that's with Imran Khan. Yeah, you go. So I've gone over there. So the one side that's supporting Imran Khan outside the embassy, they're throwing eggs at the guys on the outside. There's a peace line there. They're throwing eggs at the guys of the new Prime Minister. Right? So there's something there with it. But they're too emotionally charged at the moment. One wants to keep Imran Khan and the other one, and they're only meters apart. So obviously you know how it goes on down there. It's very charged, I will just say.
I want to ask you a question. Can I ask
Go on then.
Regardless, let me ask the question.
How you doing, my brother? You good, yeah? How you doing? You good?
Regardless of how charged it was, when you look at the rape of Britain, regardless of which side it's on, it's about a particular community. So isn't it important maybe to go over there and to say something?
It's not, do you know what? I'll go over there and I'll have my peace with them. But if I go over there and say, what do you think about the rape of Britain? Okay? Everyone else that's going to see that will only take that as a well, I can't even know the word, man. I'm the aggressor. I'm the one creating a drama. Okay? I've got no problem with any of them speaking about it because it needs to be spoken about. Okay? But nobody seems to want to speak about it without having this, you're calling it all Muslims. You're saying, no, a specific subject, which is grooming. How should I approach it? Should I say grooming gangs that have always been Muslim? Well, that's word salad. That's semantics. You might as well say Muslim grooming gang.
I note the point, but tell me something. For someone like you as a speaker, when you come down to a location like this, what goes through your mind coming here and actually being, how do you psych yourself up and get ready for the battles ahead?
I don't have to get myself psyched up at all, really, because what I'm saying is not controversial from my mouth to my brain to my mouth. It's not. I'm just narrating what's going on with the world at the moment. So if people have got a problem and it's a standoff, then I'll enjoy that because I know morally that I'm correct. A couple of facts here and there. If I say something, it might not be right, but morally I'm right. I'm on the right side of history. So I don't need to psych myself up. And if anyone wants to do me harm, then it will go against them. It won't go anything against me.
How would you describe the reactions which were here last time you attended Speakers Corner? I believe it was in August 2021. How would you describe that reception?
It was a great moment. There's a lot of speakers there, and to be honest, I had a lot of the white. This to say, the self-hating white liberals, them coming up to me against Black Lives Matter, but then they were saying things like, you're allegedly black, or some might say that you're black, or, you know, you might be from a black community. And to me, I was laughing all the time because they've exposed themselves. They want to help the black community by saying, I am not part of the community, which I am. I don't care if 50% of me is, 50% of me is what it isn't. I'm not going to go against my mum. I'm not going to go against my dad. I'm in the middle. I'm going to say you exactly how I see it. And, you know, I can put one Bitcoin on someone telling me more than £10,000 has gone to Black Lives Matter from any of their donations, not the houses that Patrice don't know.
Have you had any debates in this country with leaders of Black Lives Matter? Because as you know, I know all of them, and I'm confident they will want to have a debate with you.
I don't want the leaders of Black Lives Matter because I know they're done. The next people that are going to come through is a black reformist movement. Yeah, Amani Ayrton, she's the one. She's done a great thing with the baby on Sky One and HBO. this is a new generation, because it's not about getting to the street and burning it. That's been done. The anger's been done. Now I believe the people that are going to come through are the ones that are going to do the reform. But the reforms are going to be like anti-slave streets. And let's take down that statue. No, this is England. I believe in all the street names. I believe in all the statues. And if there's a problem with them, we've got to educate people about what the issue is with it.
Have you reached out to Amani yet? Because I've got a number in my phone.
You've got a number, you reach out, and it'll be exclusive on StreetMic because like everyone else, I send the message out, they go and research me, and they see associates that I'm with and say, no. They don't want to have the questions. They don't want to have the debate. And this is what we need. We need a black on black debate that is there open. I did it with Sarah Al-Ghavi. Sarah Al-Ghavi only allowed me one question, no return, with the Tommy Robinson debate. That's not a debate. A town hall place. I can do the venue. I'll put the money up for the venue and we can sell tickets.
I'm now coming in front of the camera next to this brother here. And Amani, you know I got your number. This man wants to have a debate with you, and I'm going to be ringing you to try and see if we can facilitate such a debate. How's that?
And Amani, yeah, there's one thing that I call out to all the representatives of Black Lives Matter, all the representatives of the Black Reformists, all the representatives who think that I'm wrong. Let's have that, let's put it out there. I'm not scared of having my face out there and I being smashed around the park. It won't happen because I know I've got facts and I've got figures. But if you can make me see how you're looking at things, surely that's a good thing. This is the thing. Debate is what we need in life. We're on social media and we press the block button and you're gone. You've forgotten about it. No, that's not how we live. We debate, we work things out. You never know. This time next year, I might be saying, well, that little bit of it, yeah, I can agree with it. That's how we get there. So listen to him and let's get it done.
Thanks a lot. Pavlo.
Hello there. Oh.
You see this guy here? I'm going to interview him and I want you to ask him, tell me more about Ukraine this week and what's going on.
So this week in Ukraine, I think most people know what happened, but it's important to actually give the specific details. Ukraine won the first major battle in the war against Russia. They won the battle near Kyiv, and the Russians have fled with their tails between their legs from that area. Now sometimes they say that it was a tactical retreat so that they can come back stronger. Sometimes they say that it was a show of goodwill to show that they want peace with Ukraine. But we all know what it was. We can see it clearly. If it were a tactical retreat that would make the Ukrainians bleed for the land that the Ukrainians were retaking, they didn't. They just fled as quickly as humanly possible. If they were actually trying to achieve peace, they would start attacking the Ukrainians on the rest of Ukraine. They didn't. They're shelling Mariupol even now at this moment. So both of those excuses are pure bollocks, and we should not believe anything the Russian media says at this point. Again, it's the media that was screaming and shouting that they would never invade Ukraine the day before they invaded Ukraine. So that says a lot about how credible they are.
With Russia running with the tails between their legs, okay? Without the West and crying and screaming out to the West for help, Russia hasn't asked China for help. Russia hasn't asked anyone else for help.
Yes, they did.
So where's the rocket launchers, the bombs, the ammunition? Listen, £100 million Boris has done to Zelensky, right? £100 million. To you British people, we are in a crisis at the moment, and we're still sending money across there. So it's not. It could be jovial because people are not getting killed. I can appreciate that, but it's not a win for Ukraine. It's really a win for the West. And is the Ukraine on the east or?
East, yeah.
It seems like it's my war, it's UK's war, it's America's war.
Sorry, you're talking about Ukraine, you're asking if Ukraine is in the east or not, and that's not a good
Well, that was sarcasm, wasn't it? Because the West is giving all the forces for you to do what you're doing. The people are coming to help fight.
Do you think the West shouldn't be?
Was you born in here? Do I think it shouldn't? No, 100%. They're not part. No, they shouldn't. It's the problem.
Of the Budapest Memorandum.
Yeah, I don't agree with that either. We should never do any dealing. We should never do any dealings with the East when we've got people like Russia saying during the Cold War we're going to nuke the whole place. We should at that point have said, you know what, Russia, you're communist. China, you're communist. We don't deal with that.
Excellent. Ukraine is not Russia.
It's not Russia, no, but you're still Eastern, so it's still not the West. It's not the West problem, is it?
Hold on.
The Western Hemisphere.
What do you disagree with in the Budapest Memorandum?
What do I disagree with?
Yes.
To be honest, the fact that they got rid of they told you to get rid of the nuclear powers, and we would then back you up, and then saying, well, we'll back you up, the UK and America and that, if anything, if Russia come onto the soil and that, but then didn't say to NATO countries who were encroaching anyway, to say, hang on a minute, it might be a problem in the future. Let's tell them to ease off, and then Ukraine could be a neutral country. That's what it is. You shouldn't have got rid of your superpowers, but
you're approaching it from a very strange angle. I mean, the UK and the US, as you know, they were part of the Budapest Memorandum, and they promised Ukraine, but not only Ukraine, also Kazakhstan and Belarus help to prevent Russia from violating their borders. Now, Russia has sent troops to Belarus. They violated Belarusian borders. They violated Kazakhstani borders. They sent troops to Almaty and put down a rebellion that they were having against the Russian puppet president. And they're sending a lot of troops to Ukraine. So, I mean, the UK and the US have promised to help Ukraine in this situation. And whether you agree with the treaty or not, we can discuss whether you should agree or not later. But the treaty has been done. So what the UK is doing now, what Boris is doing now, is perfectly justified, and it's according to international agreements.
It is.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, it is. But at the end of the day, all it would have took is at the beginning. Okay, if we're there to believe Putin, you know what? Yeah, anyone that's got Lenin in the walls of the Kremlin is not a friend of mine. So don't be thinking that I'm a pro-Russian person. But I'm on both sides of this. Yeah, I'm a British person, and we're sending so much money over to you when there are people here living in poverty. There are people here swinging off the attic because they don't know how they're going to feed their family. So I can't agree with that at all. But I've lost my train of thought now. But even still, with the war, if Zelensky had said, hang on a minute, we'll do a new treaty. Let's do a new treaty and say, do you know what? You don't come to us. We won't make sure NATO's about. All I see is NATO, please help. EU, please help. 2014, that's what all that was about. And there seems to be an agenda. The Azov, oh no, there's no one racist there, there's no one there. Now people are starting to come out with it. So if we've given money and over to armies and battalions, then we need to know what we're doing. But furthermore with that, we can't do it because the British people are in need. I'm sorry for how that sounds,
we'll speak about the Azov battalion soon. I like to talk about that. It's very funny, the idea people have, the romanticized. On one side, there was the romanticized idea. The media works in a very funny way, doesn't it?
It does.
One day they fully are against you. They trash talk you. They call you racist, sexist, homophobic, blah, blah, blah. The next day, when it's in their benefit, suddenly you're the good guy.
Yeah, 100%. That's what they did last year about Ukraine. They said Ukraine's the most corrupt country in the whole of Europe. They were doing that only last year. The papers were doing that only last year. And now it's Zelensky. He's the best. He's the greatest.
But Ukraine was never the most corrupt country in Europe.
Well, putting your opponent, Timoshenko, or Timoshenko, or whatever it is, putting them in jail. Timoshenko, yeah. These are not words that are native to my tongue. Right, so putting her in jail.
We're talking about corruption allegations.
Yeah, that's a corrupt thing to do.
Who you're talking about without knowing the name of the person who the allegations are against. Now look, we're comparing corruption allegations to open invasion, to bombing of cities, and to mass extermination, to executions in the back of the head.
But that's what we're seeing from the media. And we know for the last 2 years what the media's about. We've been on that street and saying the media is the virus, and now we're believing everything blindly that the media is saying.
But you're defending what the Russian media is saying.
I'm not defending that.
Yes, you are. The arguments you're giving are the same arguments that the Russian media
There's no Nazis in the Azov battalion.
There are Nazis in the Azov battalion. But there's a very small
propaganda.
amount.
That's not propaganda.
There's a very small amount of Nazis.
There's no Nazis in Azov battalion, Ukrainian battalion.
I'm going to talk about the Azov battalion now for a second. Now, the Azov battalion actually engaged with the media a little bit a long time ago. And in 2014, they have been a lot more extreme than they have been now because they've been taking casualties, they've been replenishing those casualties. And so the ideology of the group has been watered down. Now it's not the same as it was in 2014 when all the allegations came forward. And even in those days, the Azov battalion admitted to having about 10 to 20% of fascists in their ranks. 10 to 20%. Now the Azov battalion has less than 900 troops. Less than 900. That makes around 100 fascists. That's not a lot of people. We're judging the whole country.
No. I say the whole country is Nazi.
People.
I say the whole country is Nazi. Because,
You think the whole country is
because
Nazi?
who
Ruled by a Jew.
Hang on a minute. He got baptized, did he not?
Huh?
Did he not get baptized?
He's ethnically Jew.
Ethnically, it's not religiously. You
Well,
can't
Hitler
use
was killing
Jewish.
ethnic Jews.
You can't say he's a Jew, okay, and expect to.
What do you mean like
oh
that?
my
He's
God,
ethnically Jewish.
he's ethnically, but he
Judaism is
doesn't.
ethnicity,
He
and
doesn't
it's also
practice
a
the religion.
religion.
But he doesn't practice the religion.
It doesn't
by
matter,
saying
he's ethnically
by
Jewish.
saying he's a Jew, he can't support Nazis because he's a Jew. Would make people think he's a religious Jew.
So you think
He's
a
not.
Nazi?
Do I think he's a Nazi?
Yes.
No, I think that he is a corrupt individual. Don't think he's a Nazi.
So where's you're calling the Ukrainian government a Nazi government? That's
Do you know
Russian
why?
propaganda.
I'll tell you why. I'll tell you why. Because when they took it from the USSR, who liberated Ukraine? Who was it? Who
Ukrainians
liberated?
liberated.
Who came?
Ukrainians
Who
separated
took it from the
USSR?
USSR? From Soviet?
The Ukrainians
Who took it
separated-
from the Soviet? Nazis
What do you mean
came
who took
over.
it?
The Nazis came over, yeah, and
That
took
was
Soviet.
way before
yeah,
the
yeah,
independence
yeah,
of Ukraine, the
yeah,
actual independence.
Yeah, but they come over and took it off of Soviet hands. Yeah, we can agree with that.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, so when it comes down, you're not going to say the people that liberated us from the Soviets, oh, we're just going to say we don't support your ideology now. Come on. What do you mean? If I've liberated, if I've given you a £10, if I've given you a
there's
£10,
a fight, there's a fight.
It's fucking ridiculous. That female's fucking.
Give each other some distance.
No,
Give some distance.
Come here.
Guys. Give some distance. Come on.
Open the door.
No, it's fine.
He's not that serious. He's the one who attacked us. You piece of shit. You can please not go.
Hold up. Get.
I fought you here. I'm here.
I don't know which one's which. To be fair.
Come here, my scholar. My bike is here. I have not pushed him. He's the one pushing me. All right?
Come out of me.
It's on camera. No. You guys can't leave now. You need to go to the police. You need to go to the police.
Everyone that was involved, out.
Exactly.
You can't just choose one person to leave the park.
I've got camera and everything is there. You're not going to take me, sir. I'm not going anywhere. I want to
Yes,
listen. I
everyone
want to listen to the
that's
debate.
involved in it. You can't expect one to speakers corner.
I want to listen to the
When
debate.
they start fighting each other.
I want to listen
When
to
they
the
start
debate,
fighting,
right?
yeah.
He's the one that it.
Cool the fighting, all right?
Yeah.
Listen to her.
Absolutely.
Thanks
But
for
if
your help.
someone's proud of to be their religion, you need to speak up. I am Muslim, and I'm saying Alhamdulillah I'm Muslim. But if I ask you, you're Christian, you got to answer me. But you cannot give me a teaching without not telling me where you're from.
I don't want
No, but you're religion.
I think we're okay. We've got one unit
Two people, two allegations, and only one.
I don't want to be fighting.
No. Hold on a second. Hold on a second. He interrupt my conversation. He attacked me. Yes, it's true. At first, and he said he is. Like, no me. Like this, not me.
It's not illegal to film in public.
Ramadan, not me. I told you.
Yeah, I don't know what's happening. What I don't want is you pushing me. Do you understand?
Yeah, he's getting the crowd and, you know.
I don't know what you're pushing me.
What did I do? I told you why people are racist. You don't need to give. And she wasn't even fucking there.
Exactly. Okay. So come over speak to me.
Right now in here, he spoke to me in front of all cameras.
I want to hear it. Don't shout me.
Well, he's a bit upset at the moment.
I haven't heard anything. All right, here's all this at the moment. It's constantly like this, and I can't even hear what anyone's saying. Wonderful. Do you want to come over here? Find out what's happening here. I'm here. What's going on here?
Something the guy was preaching, and I asked him a question. I said, "What religion do you believe?"
Right.
And I said, "I am a Muslim. I believe in Islam because you've been pressing Islam, and I want to know what religion you believe." And I can ask you questions. He's like, "Don't worry about me." And I say, "I got to worry because I need to know your motives, right? What belief you have, then I can ask you a question." And a simple thing. When he refused me, and I said to him, I'm not going to stop it until, and I say, maybe you're Zionist. He stopped pushing me. And I was with my bicycle. All of them is in the camera. And now you should arrest the guy because he went physical, right? I didn't go physical, he was physical. It's all in the camera. Why the truth for her?
He was quiet.
There you go. Right.
Just forget it now.
Get away from the crowd.
Now leave him.
No, I'm not going anywhere. I'm not going nowhere. Let everything to be in the camera.
What's going on?
To be in the camera.
We don't trust you, police.
Okay, but
we have a distrust of the police, so if you don't mind, can we stay on camera?
We all staying here.
You feel safe for that way?
How can I help? About being safe.
If you feel safe,
the crowd. Yes.
Nobody's
hurting you. Tell me, sir. What can I do?
Right.
What can I do? Was it my fault? No, people just come here. We're getting obviously your side of the story. I haven't heard. Okay, you should now speak to them. I don't know. The other chaps involved. Did he spoke then? I'll have to go and speak to him. He's calm down. Everyone spoke for me. Why? Because my colour, right? Or my religion? Alright, we saw that. I am not going to spot. Yeah.
Sir, Wendell Daniel from StreetMic, can I ask you a question? Can you describe what's just happened?
I just want to tell what happened, okay? There's a bunch of different religion from preaching against Muslim, against Islam. And I'm as a Muslim from Afghanistan, and I'm proud of to be, alhamdulillah, Muslim, and I'm from Afghanistan. But I condemned him, and I asked him, I say, can I ask a question? What religion do you believe? It's a simple thing. I got to ask a simple question to be able to answer the person. He refused to answer me because he refused it. And I say, if you're refusing me, then you left me only one option. You're the Zionist, which is the truth. He was a Zionist. He couldn't take it. And the Turkish propaganda, and he's telling me, if you're a Muslim, then tell. If you're a Christian, tell me. If you're Jewish, tell me. Be proud of it. I am, alhamdulillah, Muslim. I'm proud of it. I had to ask him the question. I said, you can't go down and discuss things, talking about horrible stuff about Islam if you're not even Muslim yourself.
Can I ask you a question, sir? You're now at Speaker's Corner where free speech is permitted. Now, you're now at Speaker's Corner where free speech is permitted.
We need to speak to you about something.
So the police are now taking the gentleman away, and as normal, StreetMic is in the heart of what's going on down here. And let's listen.
Why are you grabbing his arm? Why are you grabbing his arm? Why? What for?
You assaulted him.
We're trying to deal with it better. It doesn't help out.
Officer, this is not a one-tier system. What about the other gentleman who's still in the park? These people have no fucking idea. Honestly, let's just chuck one person out. Now what about the other person? Let's make a drama out of it. Let's not forget
You've had enough violence. What are you happy to do? Get your hands off me. Get your hands off me.
Are you happy to more details while everyone's recording?
Why did you want to take the guys? This is the second week. I asked last week. Yes,
causing issues. Yes. Causing issues.
No, I didn't cause an issue. Don't put the blame on me. Do not blame on me, mate. I am not giving my details whatsoever. How about this? I will leave it, but I'm not giving my details. I will come next week again to condemn this terrorist. Where's your bike? I'm going to grab my bicycle and I'll go myself. You don't need to come on. I'm not giving my details back to nobody, right? You need to leave the park. Yeah, I will leave it, but I'm not going to give my details to you guys. Right? Where's the bike? I know, I understand what's going on. Where's my bicycle? Give my bicycle. This is what's happening. This is what's happening. They are condemning me. Then I didn't even do nothing. It's all in the camera, sir. It's exactly what happened, right? You want to pick it? Yeah, last week what? Last week exactly.
This shouting is not allowed.
No, this shouting. Look at what's happening. I can't hear you guys.
Sandy used to be the dog causing issues today with politicians. I asked you to leave the club. I'm not causing no issues. I didn't cause no issues. You can't make a judgment like this. I'm asking you to leave the club. I will leave, but do not touch me. Get my phone. Just take a time out. To the other guy. Just take a time out. They're letting the other guy go. Just the officer. I'll come back. I'll come back. The officer. Just take the time out. I don't know.
We need more black British police force. You thinking that the racist nasty dog, you. You think of racism.
Listen, love. I made a point earlier on because
every week I will come. Every it was a very simple.
She's the one who slags off 2 officers. Don't interview her.
Oh, I know. Look at this animal.
What are you talking about?
Please. Don't get in a Go on. I think he's doing this ready now. Look at him. Don't threaten me. All I said to him was bangers and mash. And it's going mad. Baked beans on toast.
I was asking her about something, that's all. I was asking about
something. Baked beans on toast, egg and chips.
How about you take your victimised last year and do it to some other people?
Rather
than saying about white people this, white people that.
She wasn't, but that wasn't what she was talking about now.
She said no, she said
may have said, but that's not what I asked her about.
What did you say?
I asked her about
what did you say?
No, what you say? To us?
I said about him what?
Him being a white person, that's why you don't like
Don't get too aggressive to me because I'm a black woman and you don't respect black men.
You're an angry black woman. Don't forget that. You're an angry black woman.
Angry? Okay, calm down.
Look at you.
Look at me. What's your problem with me?
You're angry.
What have I done to you?
You've done nothing
to me.
Say to my friend, you insulted my friend.
Was I talking to him?
You insulted my friend.
You insulted
my friend and you started saying, oh, hang on.
It's racist.
That's what I'm saying. It's racist. You're more racist than him.
Listen, don't get
You're more racist than him. Come, let's do facts. Let's do facts. Do you like white people? Yes or no? Do you like white people? Do you like white people? Yes or no?
No, I don't.
As a general, do you like white people?
No, I don't.
So you're racist?
Yeah.
Do you like black people as a general?
Yes, I do.
There you go. So you're more racist than him.
Okay, thank you.
There you go. End of story. That's it.
And we lived happily ever after.
No, we'll never do because you want to do the dividing.
It's me.
You want to, yeah, because you don't like white people.
It's me.
You're making a divide between white people.
It's not a civilization, darling.
No, it's my fault. No, it's my fault.
Yes, because you can't accept white people.
I can't accept.
You can't accept it.
Now, you don't know the background where I know him from and why I
that's because of the
feeling towards him. He's attacked.
Yeah, no, but they've been deployed.
Parliament Square during the Black Lives Matter.
Look who he started.
He doesn't like black people at all.
Oh, well, hang on a minute. Don't try and talk for me. Don't try and talk about me. Listen.
Black and white unite.
He's part of Black and White Unite movement, yeah? He's part of it. So if anything's saying he doesn't like black people, he doesn't like this, she said she doesn't like white people. 100%.
I'm talking about him, not you. During the Black Lives Matter.
Yes, my friend. Yeah.
I can't answer everybody at once.
Oh, yeah, then she turned to me because she said black and clearly he's not black.
Just now,
oh, yeah, no, it wasn't about that. Yeah, no, it wasn't about that. It wasn't about that. It was about the white reference.
I'm not to say so. Now, he was at the BNP, the racist far-right extreme movement. They had a protest with Tommy Robinson was supposed to be there. He's there. All these white people are there, yeah? Now, what happened is, they were attacking Muslims who were saying, get the Muslims and the Pakistanis deported, they're all pedophiles. Now, is that not racist? Right, that's what he's about.
So, do you like pedophiles? Do you like pedophiles?
What would you say? I like pedophiles,
well,
darling.
he said something about pedophiles. What did he say?
He's a pedophile.
What do you mean he's a pedophile? Listen,
he said,
listen.
He said Pakistani men are pedophiles.
Are they not? No, wait. Oh,
no.
Majority. Wait.
Bangers and mash, beans on toast, egg and chips. That's the whole point. But we all know that, my darling.
Where did they come from?
Don't say nothing. Just say to him, bangers and mash,
exactly.
beans on toast.
Show me the statistics and we can deal with it.
Egg and chips, darling.
Show me the statistics and we'll do it.
Egg and chips.
But if a statistic did say that in a certain specific that there was were white people were majority, it's because there's a lot more white people in the UK than anyone else.
Brother, I believe all lives matter, bro.
And the highest statistics for systemic violence, including black women. The system set them up. These racists set and target our people to be raped, our children. Yeah? Don't tell me I must like these people. Come on. Do you know what the wickedness they do?
What do you want us to achieve now? What do you want us to achieve?
I
don't like you. I love you. I don't
like you at all. And the other thing is, I grew up with white people. Did you know that? Right.
I'm not
So
trying to take
before you judge, you don't know my background. You don't know my background and where I'm coming from.
I'm just asking you questions.
All right, so you've grown up with white people, yet you have an intolerance to white people, right? This gentleman here, yeah. If I'm not
questions, I'm trying to just genuinely.
Well, no, it's not triggering. It's not triggering. She just said she don't like white people.
So are we here to fight her, or are we here to
debate?
understand?
I mean, debate.
Yeah, but see a debate. That's a fight in a different way.
Do you understand what I'm saying?
No, because
we're not fighting. No, not a physical fight.
You wasn't here. You would be trying to fight me. They don't respect black women. They told
listen, listen, people have got to respect themselves first. You got to respect yourself first, no?
I didn't want to talk to him.
All lives matter. All lives matter.
No respect for the black African woman. You don't. He has no culture. You're not in the culture. He's not even supposed to approach like that.
Listen,
he's got no culture.
When everything's said and done, yeah. When everything's said and done, what is the point you're trying to make here today?
I didn't make no point. We was talking about the Muslim
No, I'm
guy.
just asking.
We was talking.
I'm asking
What am I here today for?
No. I'm just saying what.
I come here every Sunday, darling.
No, I'm not trying to tell you go away. I'm not trying to. Make
I know. I'm saying I come here every Sunday.
I'm just trying to find out. Now you've told us like white people hate black people and that, yeah.
I didn't. I said I don't. I believe this country
you believe
is institutionally racist, direct and institutionally
I
racist.
actually believe the same thing, yeah. But now, what is the point you're trying to make then? And what do you want us to do about it right now?
What do you mean? What do you want us to do?
It just feels like you are the most aggressive person here right now.
My sister.
And there's nothing. Mashallah, my brother as well, yeah. Salaam alaikum. Hey, listen, I'm fasting right now. I'm going Iftar later on. Do you know what I'm saying? But you can't spread love.
So my brother,
that is a sin itself.
my brother, you see, she's been taken away. You was asking valid questions. You wasn't even aggressive.
Yeah, that's the version.
And this is the thing. She comes here and says that he's racist, you're racist, you're racist, and then walks away.
Listen, these are all titles, yeah, and I'm a God-fearing man, yeah, so I'm a human being, and that's all I am, yeah. But you see her now, she's acting like that's a very evasive tactic, but you're not going to chase her now.
No, she'll come back to us.
Look at my face, this is my face.
She'll come back to us.
Who's the bigger fool now? You're not going to engage with her again. You can see she has no relevant and rational answers. We're asking her a genuine question. Whatever she believes, she can believe, yeah? But she can't even explain herself. All she can say is the white man's the devil, yeah? And something she says I actually believe, but I've got reasons for believing their truth. And I'm asking her why she believes it, and she can't tell me at all. So that's not even worth an argument or a battle. Do you understand what I'm saying? What is that worth? That's worth nothing. We're all here with our cameras trying to get her to say something she doesn't even know. She's filled with hate. She doesn't even know what the problem is. She needs to look within herself. She's coming here telling everyone they're wrong. Why are we wrong? We're human beings. Look at us. Look at us. We're all human beings. Who's wrong here? How can anyone be wrong? Do you understand? There's only one thing I think, yeah? God gave the message. If we all sin, that's all within ourselves. Do you understand? Everybody's got sin amongst themselves. It's nothing to do with them and God. You get me? God will have to judge you at the end of the day. Every other title is for everyone else. You believe in judge, you believe in the police. The police are nothing. Look how many people here. We could take over the police right now, but everyone's scared. We give these people the power and authority. Do you understand? What she's saying is white people took over. White people don't like black people. Okay, but if we look at history, there's been a lot of history where black people have laid down for white people. Do you understand? And I'm not telling you what's right or what's wrong, but there's a balance, there's mix in everything. Do you know what I'm saying? There's a lot of rapists here, there's a lot of rapists here. I don't know what's going on. But what I'm saying is now is, if you not want answers and you don't want truth, don't chase her. You're not chasing a fight. You are not humbling yourselves. Be humble. Chase something. Have a debate. All of this publicity, it's not necessary. Find enlightenment within yourself. Do you get what I'm saying?
100%.
And I'm not trying. I'm just saying. See the battle. When I see fights, unnecessary fights, it just.
But when they're coming across trying to make the diversion, you know, this is what we're about. You know, it's unification, bro. Yeah, it's black and white unite. It's about cutting away from the bullshit, cutting away from all these infighting. And as you said, we've got to fight the government, but the government are putting us all into little boxes. Yeah, and we have psychops. We have psychops like her coming across. But when she comes and says to him, he's a paedophile, he's a rapist because he's white, I have to then go and challenge that, because She wouldn't like it if I said, do you know what, yeah? You are weak because your forefathers, she's full black, your forefathers accepted slavery at some point.
At some point, I agree with that as well. All right, let's listen to this now, yeah? Are you a paedophile and a rapist? No. Within your hearts and hearts, are you a paedophile and a rapist? What does she say in that once a week matter to you?
Nothing.
You know, we only give strength to things we acknowledge. We acknowledge the government, we give them strength. Every 4 years, they promise us things, we vote for someone, and they do fuck all. But we keep on doing it. We're the crazy ones. We're acknowledging all this stuff. This woman's calling me a rapist. I'm not a fucking rapist. What do I care for? It doesn't matter to me. We're acknowledging all the wrong things. You get what I'm saying? We're spreading all the wrong things. We have to stand up and fight. What are we fighting? We're spreading hate. That's a diversion in itself.
Yeah.
Black and white unity. What is that? That's another title to separate people in my eyes. Black Lives Matter, that's a title to separate people. Because on my life, you're my brother, you're my brother, you're my brother. You can hate me right now. You can think I'm a black cunt, I don't care. You're still my brother and I love you. If we've got to fight, we'll fight and I'll still love you after that. Do you understand what I'm saying? So all these titles we're giving ourselves, you're a man, she's a woman, but we're all human.
It should be because people like Black Lives Matter, they've come here and they've made that.
Acknowledging that.
Yeah, this is what I say. Martin Luther King, when he come out and did his thing, yeah, they come out with sandwich boards on, right? Black people, they were standing there. It says, "I am a man." It didn't say I'm a black man. It didn't say that, and this is what the unity. If we can just say, do you know what? Fuck what they're trying to do to us, and get together, and then we can be on there and say, "I am a man," and stand in Trafalgar Square.
What you said was actually a beautiful thing, yeah. Your T-shirt doesn't say I'm a man. Do you understand?
Yeah, true. Yeah, true.
Your T-shirt says two colours, yeah. And if we look at racism, yeah, we could see around the 1700s it was created to separate people. You get me? If we look at any biblical scripts, yeah, and I don't mean biblical as Christian and Bible, I just mean biblical as any religious scripts, yeah.
Yeah.
From what I've read, I could be wrong. There's not a lot to say. Any distinction of race, yeah? When they say, oh, this person had hair like this, and this person was like this, skin tanned like olive, but there's not like he's white or he's black. So now, we're here, black and white union. All right, I understand, I actually appreciate the intent, but to me, I think there's a few things that are a bit off, because we're not standing here with the same message as Martin Luther King, we're humans. We're here saying, black and white. But there's no such thing as black and white. There's no such thing as black and white when it comes to human beings.
Yeah, but this is what I mean. If people are being so targeted on Black Lives Matter, Black and White Unite, it come out at the same time as Black Lives Matter to say, do you know what? If you're going to target yourself onto that and attach yourself onto that, we have to fight fire with fire. So it's black, white. Fuck them. Do you know what I mean? We're coming together. We're not going to go. We're not going to go.
There is a problem with black and white. Okay,
wait 1 second, my brother. I just want to answer his one thing, and then I'll just let you talk 1 second. We've got to fight fire with fire.
Yeah, to get it across. To get it across.
Okay, we've got to fight fire with fire. All right, cool. So eye for an eye, tooth for a tooth, ear for ear. We'll all be blind, deaf and dumb. Do you understand? So what are we going to do? We're going to fight fire with fire.
We're taking casualties at the moment.
Then what are we ever going to prove? What are we ever going to do? How are we ever going to be above?
It's the first thing is getting out of the grips of what they're trying to dictate to us of what we should be doing. We shouldn't be standing here with all of us. Look at all these ethnicities here now, yeah? Right? These, as my brother was saying, these are all created by government to divide us. He's 100% correct with that. But I think to recounter that, we've got to then say, yeah, we'll come against that colourings and whatever, and we'll stand together, and then what's your next plan? Because we're not listening to what you're saying no more, and we're coming for you.
Through my life experience, so this might not be true, but it's just true to me, yeah? I used to be heavily gang, what's the word? Affiliated, yeah? Heavily. And it wasn't by fighting other gangs that stopped being gang affiliated. It's by walking away and trying something else. So I could fight the fire, I could go, and then there's going to be new gangs. You get me? That's my fire. I'll kill everybody now with my gun, and there's going to be a new gang. You get me? Because someone's not going to like what I've done. His son's going to come back and try and kill me with his gang. So just in my experience, fire and fire, they just burn everything. They burn everything down. I'm not trying to make you wrong.
No,
I can appreciate whatever you feel you need to do. But sometimes I think we have to look at our aggression and channel it in a different way, because we'll always be fighting. There's always constantly a fight. But what are we fighting for? When you die, you're going into the ground, and inshallah, you're going to heaven. If you believe that, if not, you're just going into the ground. You're going to spend all your time fighting all these people. All these people for what? On my life, there's a lot of things I don't agree with, yeah? But you as a man, you have a right to be happy and be a man. And whatever sin you accrue on your journey of life is for you and the judge. And like that, whatever sin she's got, she's spreading hate right now. But do you know what you're doing? You're attacking the hate with hate. To me, that's that's a sin. To me, that's a sin. I'm not trying to make
I
you
can see your point. No,
100%.
Well, if someone, that's why I like have these debates now. Because when someone says something, I'm like, hang on a minute, what you're saying is correct there. Yeah. You know, you can't fight fire with fire in a way. So maybe I need to go back and recalibrate what I'm. Recalibrate what I'm doing.
What brought me to this group for my life? I saw her aggression and I saw your aggression, and I just wanted to see why we can't talk. Do you understand? You two are two adult people. Why is she telling you you're wrong, and why are you shouting and telling her wrong? Why can't we just? You understand? And then you see what she's saying. There's things that she's saying is true.
What, like? No, but what it was.
Believe it or not,
a few years ago there was a Black Lives Matter protest in central London, and I was around there, and she was saying to me how I'm a white supremacist, I'm a paedophile, just because I'm standing at a statue.
Beautiful. Let her say that. Do you understand? You're a beautiful man. Look at you.
You're a humble man, though. I can see in the eyes.
Do you understand what I'm saying to you? Look, you've been living for how many years? You've had no problems before her. You're probably going to live another 50 years without her. Do you understand? Let her call you a rapist. Let her call you a paedophile. See, the slander is a sin on her behalf. If you believe in that, slander's a sin on her behalf. But listen, it's lovely talking to you. Listen, I'm going to keep it moving. I'm going to see what other people have to say. But please, sir, we're going to try a different way. Before you go, Wendell Daniel from StreetMic, and I'm currently live streaming. If you look into the camera and don't be afraid, this is the first time I've met you, sir. And what's your name? Dominic. So, Dominic, have you enjoyed the opportunity to have a debate down here at Speaker's Corner? I always love it coming here because people are filled with their rhetoric and their ideas and their views, and they're always not everybody, I can't say everybody, I haven't spoken to everybody, but a lot of people that come to me and they're trying to tell me why I'm wrong, why I should believe in this God or that God or whatever. But how can you be a believer of God if you're trying to tell me I'm wrong and you're not willing to listen? How can you be a believer of God without an open heart? It don't make sense to me. So everybody's trying to hear, everyone's coming here with their messages, but everybody's so closed off. You can't have a message and not be ready to listen, do you understand? There's only one final message, and I can guarantee nobody's got it. You have to die to get it. So the final message might be we die and we're just in the ground, or we go to heaven or hell. I don't know what the final message is, but you, not you personally, but generally, no man can tell me what the final message is. No one can convert me. No one can make me change, do you understand? Culturally, I'm a Greek Orthodox Christian. As a believer, in faith, I believe every book come to humans in a time where they could understand it and they could believe it, do you understand? And then the book changed so people can still understand it. That's the message of God. That's why we have prophets and that. So that's how I feel about this place. I feel like this place is filled with hate, but this is the biggest lamb-like beast I've ever seen. This place here. Everybody's filled with hate, but they're coming and telling you why Allah loves you, why God loves you, why Yahweh loves you, why Guru Nanak loves you, why Hari Krishna loves you. But this place is big haram, I'm telling you. This place. This is why everyone's coming. But if you concentrate, sir, so if you concentrate on me specifically, and that's the camera there, and I'll come to you. Couple of quick points I want to make, yeah. Number one, you're a very young man. How comes you've got such wisdom? Because I used to hate myself so much and I didn't know why, do you understand? So I had to look at myself. I used to hate what I do. I used to go through life and I used to do things and I said, I don't know why I've done that. This is not like me. When I was a little boy, yeah, I used to be very compassionate. I used to cry a lot, very sharing. And then through life, I lost all of that. And then I feel like I got to get back to myself because I'm not who I am, do you understand? Like people feel like we have to grow up. But sometimes you've got to grow down. You need to remember who you was before you could ever be somebody else, do you understand? And I didn't like the person who I was becoming. Final point. When you arrived here and when I saw you engaging, originally you was wearing a mask. You took that mask off. How did that feel when you revealed your identity? Listen, yeah, I feel like what I got to say, I didn't mean for this to happen, yeah? I don't really want an audience. I don't really feel like very comfortable even right now. That's why I'm not really looking directly at people, yeah. But I had something to say. I saw something which I felt may have been an injustice. I wasn't sure, but I asked the question and I found out people are fighting, and then I just gave my opinion and people listened by all graces of God, do you understand? And then I feel like
The truth needs no veil, do you understand? And if I believe in what I'm saying, I could speak it wholeheartedly and show my face and say my name, do you understand? No matter what the consequences or the reaction, do you understand? If I believe in what I say and I stand by what I say, I could stand by it wholeheartedly, like, do you get me?
Can I first begin by thanking you for giving me this opportunity to actually have a quick conversation with you down here today? And what I have really enjoyed, I get bored when I come down here, religion. For me, it was so interesting seeing the engagement which took place just now, and it was so different. And can I be honest, as a young man, you come across as being so knowledgeable, so compassionate, and the way you were pulling things together. I want to see you, sir, back down here again at Speaker's Corner. I want to see you standing on a soapbox. And I personally believe that people will listen to you, because I love it coming down here. But it's bullshit every week. We want some new energy.
Sorry to interrupt you, yeah? If I stand on the soapbox and people come here to see me, yeah, to me that's
the message.
That's a grave sin for me, do you understand? Yeah. People need to reflect and look within themselves. Today is the message, do you understand? If you lot are hearing it, whoever's hearing it right now, that's the message, and take and reflect, do you understand? And then come back and then you spread the message. If he's on the soapbox next week, if all you lot are on the soapbox spreading a similar message next week, that is me speaking. Do you get me? By all grace of God, do you understand? So if I feel the need to stand up there like that man or that man, that's because of my vanity and ego, I believe. You get me? They want validation from all you people. I don't need none of you lot's validation. I believe what I believe wholeheartedly. Kill me today and I'll still believe what I believe.
Do you know something? Thank you very much, and it was great. And it was also great that you engage with this gentleman who is next to you here. Is there anything you want to add, sir, before we close? And I want to speak to this young lady as well.
What we've seen here today, and like he said, the message was meant to be revealed right at that point. He took his mask off, he felt comfortable, and he needed to say it.
And what we've all comfortable saying. I felt the need.
But what we've all seen today, what we've all heard today, is something special. So I would rewind this, I would screen record this, and I'd keep this on your phone, because what he said from the beginning to now has all been 100% on point, and we all need to do a little bit more of that.
What I want to do, the young lady doesn't want to be on camera, but what I'll do it via microphone. I'm not going to put the camera on you. Can I ask you, have you learned anything being here today?
Yeah, definitely. He's my friend. He teaches.
Oh, sorry. See, I didn't know that bit. No. You know him. That's no problem.
Show you as a black man, I might not be the source of all your hate and your rage. Maybe I'll give you a hug, I'll shake your hand. Maybe if I love you, you'll learn not to hate me. But I can't make you not hate me by hating you right back, do you understand? We'll just hate each other and then we'll all be dead. That's what I believe, man.
So that was about, this was about that, the man with the bike, that's what it's all about.
I don't know what nothing's about. Literally, I just come here to enjoy my day. Do you get me? I'm here with my friend. You get me? Just
Let's go back and enjoy the day.
Yeah, thank you everyone for your times. Thank you.
No problem. Hey, let me get my card, man. It's all on there. I wanted to chat with her.
But do you know what? She's on a journey now, and being humble is a big thing right now. But thank you, though.
Hey, how come you've been so quiet, man? I want to see you on your soapbox.
I haven't got my soapbox down here, but today is really the day of coming down here, and a lot of people.
Hold on. Let me put your. Hold on.
Let me finish this. The day really is to come and see the people. And I said a lot of things online, and people have a lot of issues, and I don't want to be up on the soapbox putting the message that we've all got to do. before people have the right to come and say their piece first. Because if I'm delivering something and it's all angry, like the gentleman said, he's put the seed in me, you know, of saying, you know, sometimes you've got to step back and reflect. And today is seeing the way everyone is down here because I've had a lot of hate on the internet. So here I am.
And you know something? For me, it is great hearing you say that, because one thing I've said to you, is that I agree with what you technically stand for, Black and White Unite, but I disagree with your approach. And it's something like similar to what once you change your approach, you won't get that much hate, and people will love you.
Listen, I did this 2020. I came out and I come out the blocks firing on all cylinders, right? I haven't done this. I'm not here for I know about a movement. I'm learning all the time. I'm learning about myself all the time. And I do know, because there's a lot of media people out there who won't come, like we were saying about the reformist movement. A lot of people will just say, we don't want that debate. So Speaker's Corner is to put my point across so people can see me in a debate form and just listen without having their own feeling of what I'm saying when I'm putting characters down on the internet. Because that could be...
No, I hear you, and I'm a listener. When I'm wearing my headphones, I hear everything that's been said. When you said over there that that the man has influenced you and you're going to go away and think, that means this place can be a location of learning.
Of course, this is why we all need to get down to this place and out of our own little bubble, because we can learn so much. Look how many people are here, the vast knowledge that is here. People have been here for 50 years, 30 years. They know how to do, and it's about learning and it's about using your approach. I'm never going to sit back on what I believe in. I'm still going to believe it, but maybe there's a different way of going about the end goal. And I'm not perfect. I'm always on a learning curve, and the more I can absorb and the more I can learn off of multiple people, at the end product will be, I believe, will be much better than now.
Excellent. Big up, big up, big up, big up, big up, big up.
Can you microphone back? Do you want it back?
Mate, it's gone off. It might be on mute or the battery's conked out. Sometimes if you put your hand in the pocket...
I'll pull my fags out.
Yeah, you might have muted it. Yeah, you've muted it. So no, when I tested it, I don't put it on, only when you speak up. Put it on just now. I can hear anything. Oh no, but I'll cut to this one.
Right. You've got it.
Say something.
Yo.
Say something.
Welcome to the Danny Roscoe Show.
Hey, listen to that. Now say that again.
Welcome to the Danny Roscoe Show.
So see how good that sounds?
Yeah, it sounds good.
See? So I'm getting it
I can hear you better.
And there as well.
That's good, it's
Just
stereo.
now, I can hear it now. So let's go and get some debates.
Let's get some debates going.
I know. They got 2% in the elections. 2% voted in the elections for the right-wing party. Yep, it's not fascist. Fascists don't vote for a Jewish Prime Minister or a Jewish President. This man
We're going to have people saying shit like that.
Fascism is ultranationalism, and any minority can be discriminated.
Hold on. But Putin, wait. We need to face the situation as it is. The accusations that Putin is making is that Ukrainians are specifically Nazis, and being specifically Nazis implies anti-Semitism, which means yes, it does. Yes, it does. You guys need to look up the definition of being a Nazi.
Nazi stands for National Socialism, okay? It's extreme nationalism, right?
The only time it was implemented, it was based on exterminating the Jews. That was one of its main pillars.
No, that was not the only time. That's bullshit.
Let him go. The only time that the Nazi ideology
you had fascists, you had Nazis all over the fucking place and all over the world. Okay, the German fascism was just one spectrum of fascism, right? That is anti-Semitic. Okay,
but it has been implemented in Nazi Germany. It hasn't been implemented anywhere else. That's why we know that Nazi ideology is based on exterminating the Jews.
That's bullshit. That's bullshit.
Are you really defending Nazis right now? Are you really trying to pull that? No, they're not based on
Look,
extermination.
you are the one. This guy says that Stefan Bandera is a hero, and I am the one defending.
Bandera was fighting against the Nazis.
Okay. Look, I have.
No, it doesn't say that. Let's read. Let's
You
read.
need to look it up. You need to look it up.
Okay.
You need to look it up.
Wait.
You need to look it
Okay.
up. I'm not joking.
Let's
Look
read.
it up. Open it. Wikipedia, Google.
No, this is not Wikipedia. This is not. This is
free democracy in
This is
Ukraine.
not Wikipedia.
And I want free democracy in
When
Ukraine.
Bandera was
If
put
it's
in
got
jail
problems like you
by the
say,
Nazis.
they're going to be dealt
He
with.
was put in jail by the
Okay,
Nazis.
look.
And we have people here saying that he was a staunch Nazi, yeah. And he was put in jail by the Nazis.
Yeah, why was
Because he was rebelling against the
Okay,
Nazis.
may I show
I'll
you the
tell you
evidence?
something else.
Okay, may I show
I'll tell you
evidence now?
something else. There's a man called Boris Nemtsov, a Russian politician. He spilled the beans that Russia was planning to invade Ukraine and take Crimea. He got assassinated next to the Kremlin. Yeah, this is what happens in a country which I consider has got a fascist government, like under Putin, where if you go against what Putin says, you get bumped off. Even if you're in Britain, you know, in Salisbury, dissidents have been poisoned by Novichok poisoning in Salisbury.
Putin's trademark. Putin's trademark.
Sergei Skripal and his daughter Yulia.
Either Novichok or plutonium.
And
One
in
of the two.
London,
Novichok or plutonium.
And the dissidents got poisoned by radioactive plutonium.
Let me go now. But I have here
Alexander
a picture
Yurchenko.
from Ukraine, 1940. It says, Heil Hitler, Slava Bandera. This is the same guy that you call a hero. You call this guy a hero?
Well, did Bandera make that poster or something? You know, let me
Doesn't matter,
explain
you're
it to you.
discussing things
Hold
which
on,
aren't
hold on.
relevant.
Let me face this allegation because I like to face these allegations head
Everyone
on,
can
so
have a
that the
look.
opposition can't go back at me later and say, "Oh no, that means it's true because it didn't face it." What the Soviets were doing during these days was that they actually dressed up as the UPA and started exterminating the people themselves, which is something they did very often. It's something they did in the beginning of the war in Ukraine. They removed insignia from their military uniform, which means they looked like Ukrainian troops. They walked in the Ukrainian town centers and they just took over, just like that. Now that is a military crime right there. And you know, old habits die hard. Just like during the Soviet Union, they tried to give a bad name to Stepan Bandera. That's the same way they're trying to give a bad name to the Ukrainians right now.
Okay, now history talk, yeah? And us, as an uncompromising leader of the militant terrorist, uncompromising leader of the militant terrorist branch of our organization of Ukraine nationalists, Bandera became a Nazi collaborator who lived with his
Okay, thank you. Ramadan Kareem, brother. Ramadan Kareem, brother. Thank you, sir. Ramadan Kareem for you, brother. Is that you better happy? That is the I like this yellow style that you got here. Where did you get your inspiration from the chicken? What did you do? You get a white jacket and throw eggs on yourself, huh? What should I call you? Bumblebee? Huh? Mo Dean, Mo Bumblebee. Well, hopefully the police have heard you. It's just something I can just stick on the top. Offensive weapon in your hand. Have you been getting rushed? What's happening? Are you okay, yeah? Are you married now? Are you married now? Is it? Have you got your Muslim profile ready?
You, the celebrity, the John Cena guy. You're not getting anything. Well, if you're not getting it, then everyone's going to feel completely lose confidence. Keep trying. So you want to swipe right or swipe left? Is that what's out?
It was small. You know, it's not the Jews. No, it was no, not 100%. Not 100%. Why do you think? Because they were also killed. I mean, including everyone. Yes, they did also because of the
Move around.
Yes, exactly. It was way before. And also, when you include other countries, when you say it was the most of the Jews, it wasn't just the Ukrainians that died in Holodomor. There's a lot of people that died in Russia. Yes, so mainly, but a lot of people, other people. A lot of people. It wasn't just the Holodomor. Yes, you keep including the Jews. The Jews are everywhere. They banned Jews. Hold on.
This is the difference between I don't mind including the Jews in the extermination of Ukraine. You mind including the Jews.
No, but you're including them. No, you're including them. No, you're including them. So you just want to link them for some reason.
I do not, because you don't want to be part of the problem. Look it up. I know why. A lot of them were. Some of them were. You can't walk down in little detail. But I already
So that the whole narrative was gone, but they weren't expecting.
What's a condition? I mean, like,
No, but I'm not talking about I'm not talking about without